Hello, very good evening. Welcome along to Portsmouth for the MODUS Super Series. It's the finals in week 4 of Series 6, and we've got quite the delightful lineup for you. We've got a former Champions Week runner-up. We've got a man who sat in the top 5 of the Challenge Tour Order of Merit this year, as well as some other darting delights as well, including one of the top players from America. Talking about top, we're going to have some top punditry tonight because alongside me is Primetime Darts with Primetime himself, Matthew Edgar. And Matt, Saturday night is always full of thrills, spills and the occasional surprises as well.
And I think we've got a really good lineup tonight. We've got some pace in there as well, which is something I really like in a dart player. I'm sort of the modern fan that likes to watch the quicker player and the more zippy player. And you've certainly got a good lineup for me here tonight. I haven't been here all week. I've been trying to keep an eye on things and keep a track of things. And it's really fallen into place quite well in terms of how the groups have broken down and the players we've got that have really give us a juicy lineup tonight.
It really has, and it kick-started on Monday morning. Group A was the centre of attention. It was the debutant Marcel Waelpen who picked up the honours. Yeah, the Swiss won Group A, and it was quite a tight and tentative affair. Jacob Taylor got off to a slow start on Monday, but he really arrested the slide on Tuesday and Wednesday, respectively. We can have a look at the table now, Matt. And look, Marcel won it on 20 points, which is a low points total. But you can see the competitiveness of the group there when you see Noel Cullerton at the bottom of the pile having amassed 12 points.
Yeah, really fine spread there as well. 14 points of players in the middle. They'll be quite unfortunate there to drop into Group C the way it came there for Daniel Lauby and for Stephan Bormann. But 20 points, that's not what we normally expect for someone who tops the group, which just shows the competitive nature, not only of Group A, but what I expect to see tonight and for the rest of this week. But for Marcel, this is a good step forward. He's been doing some really good things over in Switzerland. He's looking now to sort of step up his game and go on to more the global tours, and we'll see how he gets on with tonight. This is a step up for Marcel, and I think he's going to handle it well. He really has a good steely focus about him.
Yeah, had a steely focus and a steely determination. That was Group A. So the players were divvied up, respectively, into Group B and C on Thursday and Friday, respectively. They were joined by some newcomers, and the newcomers really did come up trumps in terms of Cam Crabtree. He picked up 12 points. He won 6 of his 8 games. And when he needed to in competition play, he came up with some good stuff. Maybe when he qualified, there was a couple of iffy ones.
You're going to, aren't you? And when you've qualified, you sort of lose that intensity, and that's something that I think really works well in his game. Something we're seeing him use very well across all the various tours at the moment. He's getting an opportunity to play a lot of darts, and he's had a Pro Tour quarterfinal recently as well, which just sort of rubber stamps the quality that he's playing at the moment. I think he's going to be a real big danger tonight for that reason, that when the chips are down, we see the very best of Cam Crabtree.
As far as Cam Crabtree is concerned, where would you compare him in terms of the best players about a card at the minute?
He's certainly in that conversation. And I think one of the most exciting things was when we look back 12 months ago, not many people knew who he was. And he came here on his debut, had that massive, monstrous average, 115, and really sort of made a statement. And then from there, it's just gone strength to strength. I think next year is when we might be looking at that conversation. That's provided he doesn't get a tour card come Q School in just a month's time.
So Crabtree won the group. Jacob Taylor came second in there. And it was interesting, even though he's playing at such a high level, he still feels like there's more gears to go. And we saw when he appeared here in Series 3, the type of darts that he can play.
Have you ever interviewed a dart player who's happy with their game? I don't think it happens. I think we all expect a little bit more. But what that tells me is that he's seen something on the practice board that he hasn't yet brought forward to the match board, and something he wants to bring forward and show us. And we're seeing things that he's doing over in America and Canada with the CDC and that tour, picking up multiple titles on that tour now. And he's going to be a danger. He's nearly won this before. He only missed out to Luke Littler. And he's going to be one of the hot favourites for tonight.
Yeah, and then Adam Hunt made it through the 3rd position in the group. And I just wonder with Adam, because we've seen the best of him and the worst of him this week. Does he need to meet somewhere in the middle tonight if he's to be successful?
You wonder about Adam Hunt. I wonder about Adam Hunt quite a lot, actually, because for me, Adam Hunt was going places. And not many years ago, 2020, when he got out of his group at the Grand Slam of Darts, he went on a run at the World Championships. He was the sort of player that you look at and think he's going to be the next one to sort of move on. He reached up to world number 42 in the rankings, and then you start looking up rather than down for Adam Hunt. I thought he was going towards the top 32. Instead, the very next year, he went and lost his card, and you look at him this year and you think, on the Challenge Tour, he should be one of the players at the very top, and he's not. And you think, well, he's one of the players that'll come here and win weeks, and he hasn't. So for Adam Hunt, I think it's been quite a disappointing sort of season, but that season's coming to an end, and this is the time of year you want to start playing well. Q School's on the horizon, and he's into another finals night. So he's doing bits, but I just set the bar a little bit higher than Adam Hunt is producing at the moment.
Yeah, Richard North and Rod Collins eliminated from the equation in Group B. Group C was really an interesting affair. It was a tight affair as well. Stephan Bormann won the group from Danny Lauby. Them two were the dominant forces on day one. But then Cord Decker came into play on day two. The Norwegian left himself too much work to do on day one. But I just want to talk a little bit about Danny Lauby, because we're going to see him at the Lakeside coming up. It's going to be the number 6 seed for that particular event. And he's the type of player that we know what his A game is about. But are we still got question marks regarding him and his consistency?
I think more than just us have those question marks. I think the problem is Danny Lauby has those question marks. And I think when it comes to it, Danny Lauby's aware that he's not finding that level of consistency. He knows what it takes to go to the top level. He's at the top table. He's been in the World Championship. And my mind instantly goes back to that game with Ryan Searle when he was a dart away. And we look at what we know he can do. He knows what he can do. And that's where the frustration kicks in as well. Because when you've got a level inside you and you want to come up and produce it, and sometimes you come up and you come up dry, that causes frustration. And he's just got to make sure that doesn't eke into his game, because he is a quality dart player. And I expect him to get a tour card sooner rather than later.
And Lauby will be hoping to do that as a world champion in the WDF system later on this week. He hopes to do it as a Super Series champion as well. Stephan Bormann. Now, we've seen him here. We've seen him win challenge tours. And this is his third appearance here. Second time he's made it through to a final. He's incrementally getting better with his appearances here. Are we seeing a player that's moving in the right direction in his career?
I think we're going to see a little X factor tonight with Stephan Bormann. And that comes in the form of Marcel, the winner of Group A. These two played together in the PDC World Cup, and I think this could just be a little bit of a bonus for him, having someone in the practice room. It's a lonely place here at the Super Series. When you get to finals night, there's just the 6 of you in there, and it's all competitive, but I think these two both being in the practice room, they'll be able to get onto some practice games and routines, and it might just settle them down a little bit, and it might even mean that we see the best of Stephan Bormann, and we've seen some very good stuff from him this week and throughout the year. He's a former Challenge Tour champion as well, so I think that could just be a little X factor for him tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them both sort of help each other out a little bit tonight in that back room.
You've been navigating a little bit of Europe over the last few months. Where do you think the Swiss is now? Because we've seen Sweden do well here at the Super Series. Is Switzerland maybe another territory that could just be a little bit brimming under the surface?
It's developing. And it's developing because they've made their own system. They've got the SDC, which is very well supported, and it allows the best players in the country to get together and take each other on. We've spoilt in the UK. We've got our Super Leagues, our counties. There's a tournament literally 5 minutes from your house, regardless of where you live. And they don't have that luxury over in Europe. They've had to put a lot of miles in, and they tend to find easier games more locally, where now these systems, like the CDC we're seeing in America, we're seeing it in Iceland as well, where they're sort of getting these homegrown and these Super Leagues and these Premier Leagues, and Switzerland is definitely on the radar.
Well, perhaps the shot of the week came from a player who hasn't qualified, Matt Cast. It's 1-2-5 against Danny Lauby. Now, Lauby had missed darts to qualify. This was a double 16 to win the match. He would go on and qualify in the end. But this 1-2-5 here from Matt, the angle as we get towards the last dart, he hits the ball here, and then he's got to have a 25. How does he find a route, Matt?
Well, we've seen some crazy bullseyes in the past. My mind goes to people like Dean Winstanley at the World Match Play when he had to move right the way across. The surprising thing for me is he actually came in left. And by coming in from the left-hand side, that's where all the equipment is, the tungsten, the flights. He would have had to have come sort of up to come back down again, which is an impressive shot in itself. It maybe had a more open bed to the right-hand side. He didn't need it. He found a way somehow. I can't tell you how. There's no way I'd have thrown that dart.
Well, that is how we got to this particular point. So 6 players into tonight's finals, and they're going to be split into 2 groups of 3. This is how the respective players got here. Marcel Waelpen on Monday morning in Group A. Cam, Jacob, Adam, Group B. Stephan, Danny, courtesy of Group C. So that is how they got there. This is how tonight is going to pan out, because the players are going to be split into 2 pools of 3. Each player will play 2 matches. The top 2 will make it through to the semi-finals, where it's straight knockout from there to see who is going to pick up the 4th spot at Champions League. Just first glance at those groups. You've got Group 1, you've got a fair bit of North American flavour with Jacob and Danny. Group 2, will Cam go in that as a heavy favourite?
I think the good thing about these groups is 2 stories there for me. One, the 2 favourites are in opposite groups, which makes it interesting throughout the night. And again, the 2 Swiss players are in opposite groups as well, which I think, again, is just going to feed that story of that they might actually help each other. And I'd very much expect to see the very best from those 2 as well. But Cam Crabtree, for me, you've got to say he's going to be the favourite, but he's got some competition tonight, and I think this is wide open.
Yeah, let's have a look and see what the betting says, because quite rightly so, we have joint favourites. 3-1, Jacob and Cam. Then Stephan and Danny, 5-1. Marcel and Adam, 11-2. I've never known in all of our time in doing this, that sort of split.
Well, when you look at the biggest outsider of the group being Adam Hunt, then you know you've got quite a good week, because Adam Hunt, former tour card holder, we've already gone over his accolades and reaching world number 42. 11-2 on Adam Hunt, that surprises me, because I know the quality that he's got, and it wouldn't surprise me to see him come here and pick this up tonight, and I think there's value there in the 11-2.
So that is the outright betting. This is tonight's bet builder. It pays just over 4-1. These are for our group stage matches. It's the match 180 stakes, Waelpen against Lauby, the total legs in Hunt against Bormann, and Cam Crabtree against Stephan Bormann in the match winner markets. That's just over 4-1. It is 18+, begambleaware.org. If you're going to have a flutter on the Super Series this evening, what do you think it's going to take to win tonight? Because you've got a lot of consistent players in that field.
A little bit of bottle. That's what it's going to come down to. Just that little bit of composure when it's needed the most. There's going to be a moment tonight where, and it's not going to be a big moment, it's not going to be a massive shot where it's a 150 or a 170 to change it. Someone's going to be on a shot like 72 at 2 apiece with their opponent on a double, and they're going to take it out 1 dart in hand. That's the sort of thing that's going to decide it tonight. One of those sort of low finishes, the sort of Glenn Durrant goes on about all the time, the 72, 76, 78s. Little bit of bottle at the right time.
The right things at the right time, the recipe for success. Right, our first game sees Switzerland in action up against the United States of America. Marcel Waelpen, the winner of Group A on Wednesday, takes on Danny Lauby, who got his way through Group C on Thursday and Friday afternoon. They had renewals in Group A earlier on in the week and early on this evening. Chris Murphy caught up with both players.
Danny, welcome back to finals night here at the Super Series. Just give us your reflections on your week to get here.
It's been a tough week. A lot of good caliber players. It's just, there's not much to say. It's been a work week this week. I was hoping to get through Group A, but we got here anyway. But respect to all the other players. It's been a great group of players. I'm honored to be around them, to be honest. So happy to be here again.
Again, you say again, you've been here before, you've done it before, you've won it before. Do you think you can draw on that experience tonight?
Absolutely. There's no substitute for experience, I believe. But again, it's just like this week. You gotta put up. You gotta win. So it'll be a fun night. So I hope people turn up and watch, because it's going to be a good show.
I know if you'll be watching over in the US, but I have seen a US flag in the arena already. You've got some support here as well?
Yeah, I got some friends over here from back in Wellsbourne area coming to support. So don't want to let them down. So we'll see what happens.
Well, we'll let you prepare. Good luck.
Excellent. Thank you.
And Danny Lauby is going to be in action in our first game of the evening session against Marcel Waelpen, who didn't have a chat with Murph before the game. A little bit of a language barrier. Chris is from Yorkshire, as we know. Right, Murph's in commentary alongside Matthew Edgar for all the evening's action. Gents, a very good evening.
Hey up, I suppose, Henry. Thank you very much. Yeah, looking forward to this one, meeting between the Swiss star, the debutant who came through Group A, the ADC Europe qualifier, and Danny Lauby of the USA, a man who has won on that stage before, and he's got some supporters in the arena. Marcel Waelpen, 47 years of age, looking to complete a dream debut week and out himself to the title here at the Live Lounge. Lauby's done that before. And as always, Matthew Edgar, these opening encounters can be vitally important on a finals night.
Yeah, and Dan Lauby's been here before, and he'll know all about that and the problems that could actually arise if you don't get through this opening fixture. He came here with the ambition of winning Group A, ended up in Group C. Didn't let that disappointment sit
first
down.
leg, it's Marcel to throw first. Game on!
Ended up getting through Group C. Owen Binks, your referee for the evening. And Marcel showing us that focus and determination that I spoke about at the start of the show.
180!
Not a bad start, is it? For Waelpen, who's obviously been on the practice board the last couple of days. We have had that
58.
situation 2 in the last 3 weeks where a player win Group A and then in their interview they've said, oh, I've not really done much since Wednesday, and they've kind of crashed and burned on
83.
finals night. I think Thibaut Tricol was the first of them, then Jake McMillan last week. It will be interesting
60.
to know what Waelpen has done. Should have spoke to him about it, really, shouldn't I?
I had the exact same thing when I won a Group A. I sat around playing Football Manager with a bag of popcorn in my underpants the whole time and ended up coming and crashing out, winning one leg. So I can cast my name into that group as well. It's very,
So
very tricky to
120.
work out what to do. But Marcel had none of those problems.
Well, has a little problem with tops, but he's got plenty of time on his side here. It's Lauby who's been caught cold.
140. So you require
double 10.
20.
The opening leg.
Game shown the
Dan
first.
Lauby was just sort of
Marcel
peering
Waelpen.
over his shoulder there, trying to have a look at the board. He won't like what he saw. Marcel kicks off his
Second leg is
first
Danny to throw
experience
first.
of here
Game
on a Saturday night with a 15-dart leg.
Yeah, really, really good start
60.
for Marcel. It's interesting to have a couple of Swiss players in the group. We've seen it before in the series, different countries. Sweden's been quite
121.
prominent of late, but I don't think that many people have looked at this week and gone, you'll get both of them. A third of finals
100.
night will feature the Swiss duo.
And I stand by what I said with Henry Deacon, that I think that's going to be a real good bonus as somebody who's sort of
41.
been around the various tours. You like to have someone to spend time on the practice board with, someone familiar, and these two have played in the World Cup together.
57.
Being drawn on the same session as Ryan Searle, and I thought, jackpot, because we could actually practice together the same way we would on a pro tour, and I'm sure that when you're dealing with two players from a nation that are the flagship bearers of that nation, they'll be spending a lot of time together on the practice board. So I think that'll be quite a comfort factor for both of them.
180.
That'll be a comfort factor for Danny Lauby. Mentioned got his supporters just over his shoulder there. You can see the stars and stripes.
Require 104.
Brought their own tablecloth. Very polite people. Now 16. And double top.
64. Marcel, you require 100.
Marcel would love a go at double top. He'd love 2 darts at it.
Still can get a dart at it if he'd have got the treble 19, but he won't. So Lauby
82.
to
And
give
you require
us
40.
a level game.
Game shot on the second.
No problems for Danny Lauby. And just like the way he bounced back from his Group A disappointment, bounces back from a disappointing opening
against
leg.
Marcel to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, so all square in this opening match of the night. A reminder, finals night here at the MODUS Super Series of Week 4.
60.
Already through. And the likes of Willie Ball and the Scotsman. The X Factor, Andy Bolton, and last week Chaz Barstow finally managed to achieve victory at the Super Series after many attempts.
30.
Very good Champions Week building up already, and we're going to add another stellar name to it tonight. Any one of the 6 would be a welcome addition to that lineup. If we take a look at the sort of seasonal averages of both players,
46.
the one thing I'd expect to see from this is that Danny Lauby would outscore Marcel. And that might just be the story that's beginning to unfold here in leg 3.
Yeah, he's left himself on a nice finish after 9 darts. May have had a slightly slow start in the opening leg, Danny Lauby, but when he picks up the pace, he disappears into the distance. Max Verstappen style. Bull if he wants
87.
it. He didn't want it. He wanted to leave tops instead.
Good thinking there from Dan Lauby. As a player, you can get drawn into it and you want to do it flashy, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is getting the points on the board, and now he'll be very grateful at the fact that he didn't chase down that bullseye.
Game shot the
But he
third.
does bat off
Danny Lauby.
that brilliant 171. And the Lauby crowd are
Fourth leg, it's Danny
making
to throw
themselves heard.
first. Game on.
He said they're from Wellesbourne, didn't he? Do you know what's in Wellesbourne, Chris?
42.
No, but I've got a feeling you're about to tell me.
A market.
Oh, okay. Christmas one?
Like a regular, like really popular market. It's really well known in the area. I'm about an hour away from there and I know about it. So it's a marketplace.
Yeah, I looked at the way you were dressed today and thought market,
93.
to be honest.
With more car boot sale.
Well, that's a good marker. But he can't utilise that. With the second dart, does with the third, and he's just launching a little bit of an assault here on the Lauby throw. 6 darts in, he's more than halfway through the leg.
140.
Owen Bates in the audience, a Super Series regular, but we won't be seeing him again for a couple of years at least after
100.
bagging a tour card at the expense of his good pal Cam Crabtree, who's going to be in action in the next game.
125. Marcel, you reckon 140.
Strong leg from both. Lauby will get a poke at the 101. But he might have to go.
100. Danny require 101.
One treble will give him a dart at the double.
Still on. Double 18.
83. Marcel, you require 40.
So this to break here, and it'll put Waelpen back in charge of this match effectively. Has weathered a little bit of a storm, but it's a very good performance from both players in this opening match.
Fifth leg, it's Marcel to throw first.
I also think,
Game on.
having spent many an hour watching Super Series finals nights, once you get to a couple of legs in your first match, you pretty much know you're not going to be out of it.
I will agree with that statement as well as a player who's played in this many times. It just sort of settles you in because you know that that last game is going to have some meaning to it.
Yeah, 4-0 and it's almost over. 4-1, it's very difficult. But even if you lose 4-2 or 4-3, you think, yeah, I'm in the fight. You actually know that if you win your second match
98
better than you lost your first, then you are through. It's in your hands. You have 2 points in a positive leg difference. Semi-finals await.
140.
Good performance this from both.
100.
Getting up towards the 100.
Yeah, really good stuff. And he's taken the one off as well. He knows exactly what he's doing here.
81.
Well, the 81 off, he just wanted a nice round ton. Someone who clearly loves tops, he can go... Oh, no.
60.
Well, that was a 180. It was a 180. He's ended up with 60.
Marcel, you require 100.
And he's left himself one floor. Is he going tops? No. Well, he's done it quite safely, hasn't he?
40. Then he requires 144.
Yeah, I'll retract that statement.
Well, there's a safe tops and a risky single.
96.
Lauby leaves himself
So he
handy. This
requires
should
60.
be 3 darts straight at tops. Going to be 2.
Game shot on the 5th leg.
That's all he needs.
Marcel Waelpen.
The leg away from kicking off his Saturday night campaign. His first time here in the finals night. His first time here at the Super Series.
Danny to throw first. Game
Good.
on.
Put himself in the driver's seat for a place in the semi-finals.
Yeah, really good performance from Waelpen
100.
up to now, though. Danny Lauby has been a man who's pulled off many a great escape, actually, in groups and finals nights. Come back from some much worse
59.
deficits than this.
I suppose that's the thing when you've got the scoring power
128.
that Danny Lauby does. You never really feel out of it. And the same thing for your opponents. When you know that you're playing someone who's got that in the locker, you're always just a little bit more fearful
68.
that they're just going to start rattling in those trebles.
47.
Well, a little bit of trouble for Danny Lauby at the moment. Still ahead by a distance in this leg, but Waelpen will have the darts
43.
in any decider.
And at this point of the leg, if you're Marcel, your mind does start going to that, especially when you look up and see your opponent's got 2 in the treble. But remember what happened last time?
135.
I think he moved to try not to hit them then, but he still did hit them and deflected into the treble 5. Jacob Taylor, the other player in this group, he'll play
140.
Lauby in game
91.
3. But if Lauby loses both of those games, it'll be a short stay in Saturday. Well, I don't know what kind of is going on with the end of his
35.
darts, but it's only happening to one player.
From nowhere, Marcel, he only finds the treble. Finds another, and all of a sudden he's back in this leg.
56.
And there's pressure on the shot here for Lauby to keep this game alive. 2 darts at tops.
Looks like a good guide, but he's
36.
not been able to use it.
Marcel, you
And now he
require
might
60.
lose it.
$40. Danny required
Well,
20.
not long ago, I was writing Marcel off in that leg. He ended up having 2 darts there for the match.
12.
He's going to get more.
Marcel, you require
Marcel
20.
Waelpen has been a revelation at the Super Series this week. He won Group A as a debutant, an ADC qualifier, barely a household name in his own household. But now here he is, ready to win his first match at finals night.
No score.
Cannot manage it yet.
Danny require 8.
And for Danny Lauby, he will sense that inexperience.
Six.
But he can't capitalise. It's a
Marcel,
game
you
of
require
chance past the
20.
parcel.
Well, the music stopped and he's got his hands on the prize. And he
Game
unwraps a
shot on the
victory
match.
in his first match at
Marcel
a Super
Waelpen.
Series finals night. The Swiss star, Marcel Waelpen, has gone off to a flyer, a 4-2 success against the experienced American Danny Lauby. Fantastic start to his finals night, an average of over 87, 5 140s and a maximum in there as well. Some double trouble, though, for Danny, as you can see. A dozen missed for him. He'll be back in a couple of games' time to take on Jacob Taylor. But Group 2 gets underway next with Crabtree taking on Adam Hunt.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series. So before the break, we saw Marcel Waelpen get the better of Danny Lauby by 4 legs to 2. The Swiss getting his campaign for the night off to the perfect start. It now means that Danny Lauby is going to have to win that Battle of North America against Jacob Taylor to stand a chance of survival. So from Group 1 into Group 2, and we see the emergence of Crabtree into the competition tonight, finishing in the top 5 of the Challenge Tour Order of Merit in 2023. The young man, Shazam, has certainly been a revelation over the last 12 months since hitting that 115.62 average here at the Live Lounge in October last year. He goes toe-to-toe with Adam Hunt, first year off the Pro Tour, and is looking to really make a mark here at the Super Series. Earlier on, both players caught up with Chris, beginning with Adam.
Adam, back here at finals night, a familiar feeling for you. Just give us your thoughts going into it.
Yeah, excited to get going. You know, it's obviously again another tough finals night. There's some great players, so yeah, hopefully have a good night.
Been a tough week as well, hasn't it? A lot of good players in, good performance in Group A, got through Group B right at the end last night. How would you sum things up?
I think Group A. I thought Group A was going to be a lot harder, to be fair, like the standard wise, and I think the Group A standard was really good, and 5 out of the 6 lads are in finals night tonight, which showed how I think good Group A was. So I've played okay. I don't think I've played very well, to be fair. I'd hopefully do a job at night though.
But you've been here many times before, 3 semi-finals. What will it take for you to make that next step or the next couple of steps?
Just hit my doubles, I suppose. Hit my doubles. I've been beaten off the winner a couple of times, so it's nothing I'm doing much wrong. I'm just, probably need to up it maybe an extra 5%, and I'll get through that semi-final and then hopefully the final. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
And as a player who's sort of been on and off the PDC tour, while you are here at the Super Series, how important is it for you to actually get your name on the Roll of Honour?
Yeah, well, yeah, you always want to win anything you do, so every time I've came down here, I've wanted to win. Obviously, it hasn't worked out that way, but to win, obviously, people remember you and stuff, and obviously get through a Champions Week and then see what goes from there.
Well, good luck.
Thank you very much, mate. Cheers.
Playing okay lately, so hopefully things go well.
What are your thoughts on the last couple of nights? Because it was a really strong start on Thursday, a little mixed on Friday.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, played all right. Some good, some not as good as I'd hoped, but that happens. Yesterday, not bothered. I was through. Today's a different day, not really thinking about it, just get on with tonight.
You've been on that stage before on finals night, come close a couple of times as well. How much of a target is it for you to get over that line here at the Super Series?
Yeah, of course. There's plenty of top players that have won here, and they've gone on to do good things. I'm hoping to go on and do good things. So winning is just another piece of the puzzle sort of thing. It brings a lot of confidence winning here, and Owen's won, so I need to win as well.
Yeah, there's a friendly rivalry there. Speaking of that, have you got a bit of support in with you tonight?
Yeah, parents, siblings, Owen, a couple of my mates. They go to UCFB. They've got a dart society, so they've come down tonight. So good to see them.
Cool. Maybe they'll get you over the line.
Hopefully so.
Good luck.
Thank you, mate.
To be in the final in a flash. That
Game,
did not take long at all.
And so, here we go then. Crabtree against Adam Hunt is our second game of the evening session. The first from Group 2. Let's see who's going to prevail with Matt and Chris.
Yeah, thank you very much, Henry. Looking forward to this one. Crabtree has been a real instant star, hasn't he? Your boil-in-the-bag darts player just picked up the arrows properly during lockdown a couple of years ago and has elevated himself to great levels. Adam Hunt, the opposite, just this steady progress, really was once a Crabtree-like young upstart with the world in his hands and has had that taste of the big time. 3 appearances at the World Championship, but fighting now to get back there. And
First
both
leg,
players,
it's Cam to throw first.
as you just heard,
Game on.
feeling that they should be winning MODUS Super Series weeks.
Well, they both can't win it. And one of them is going to take a heavy knock in this opening fixture.
100.
This is sort of a finals night game, isn't it? When you've got Two pacey players, two big hitters. Expect to see a lot of big power scoring in this game from both.
100.
Cam Crabtree is a man at the moment who's making all the waves. Recent quarter-finalist on the PDC Pro Tour. That's out to Gian van Veen in the end after beating
58.
Keen Barry, Petretsko, Jose de Souza and Richard Veenstra. Not a bad lineup of players.
Absolutely
98.
not. Really like the rhythm of this match already. Maybe looking for a 19 now to avoid the blocker dart.
46.
Crabtree also mentioned he's got a bit of a fan club in with him
58.
tonight. Owen Bates part of it. I loved his answer when he said Owens won,
44.
so I have to win as well.
146.
That's the thing, isn't it? Often hold that thought. Okay, return to the thought. Often
130.
friends are actually your biggest rivals, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. You get some really good rivalries, mostly from like your pairs partners as well.
60. Cameo requires 60.
You don't end up playing the opponent, you end up playing your partner.
Game shot on the first leg. Cam Crabtree.
And Cam Crabtree opens us off with a nice steady 17 dart leg there. Adam Hunt left way back on
Second leg, it's Adam
193.
to throw first.
Expect that he'll get his scoring boots going pretty quick, but it is a quick format game and you don't have that long to find what you need to find.
81.
Every time he has played in finals, like Adam Hunt has made the final four,
92.
it's a particularly tough group, especially the way that Stephan Belmont turned his week around. That's the other opponent for this pair, and Hunt will be the first to face him in a couple of games' time.
140.
But he went on a run of 5 straight defeats, Stephan Belmont, and responded to that run by winning
85.
17 straight legs.
Some very impressive darts as Stephan Belmont, a Challenge Tour winner in 2022.
123.
There'll certainly be a danger in this group, as Adam Hunt is starting to find his way in this one. Player who
100.
once reached world number 42 in the PDC. They look destined to reach the top 32 in 2021. And he later lost his card.
93.
That's just the nature of the Pro Tour and how brutal it can be.
Good time to just try and rattle the cage of his
180.
opponent. This from Cam
Adam
Crabtree.
requires 64.
The first maxi of the match. And Adam Hunt will only get 1 dart at double.
48.
And he fails to find that double,
Cameo
so an
required
opportunity
44.
for Crabtree to break.
How much of this opportunity has been carved out by that maximum?
Game shot on the second leg.
Pressurising the shot of Adam
Cam
Hunt.
Crabtree.
A 15 darter there to break the throw for Cam Crabtree, but the timing.
Third leg, it's Cam to throw first.
And this is
Game
where
on.
the panic that we spoke about in match number 1 may set in. We mentioned about you not wanting to lose games by a heavy scoreline this opening
100.
fixture, because you feel like you're pretty much out of the night. You feel like you need results to go your way, or that you need to get a big heavy score yourself. This could be panic buttons
96.
pressed soon for Adam Hunt.
$40.
He gets a little bit of luck, really, there, Hunt, with Crabtree having a dart on the floor and only amassing 40 points, but needs to take advantage of that.
100.
From a real hotbed of darts up in the northeast. We saw Rob Grundy, of course, win through in the previous series and get through to
58.
Champions Week. We're going to see another lesser known player in the new year, a guy called Glenn Durrant. Heard average things.
58.
They're all at it these days, the commentators. Chris Mason went and
95.
played and won, and everybody else is trying to copy that or maybe better it at some point.
Imagine having a Champions Week winner
180.
sat in the commentary box. Adam Hunt returning the favour there from Crabtree, who at a 180 in the last leg to leave himself a 2-darter. Adam Hunt looking to get that breaker throw straight back.
He's already missed the dart at double 16. The only dart he's had at double in the game so far.
51.
And it was pretty much there.
Can you require 108?
Just inside the inner wire. Now choices. Treble 16 was the target to try and
52.
tee up top. So finally Adam Hunt can walk to the oche and have 3 darts in hand at a double. Doesn't mean you're going to hit it, mind. Double 2. And that is a mile away.
Can you require 56?
I don't think any of those darts was really thrown with much composure there for Adam Hunt, and you can see the disappointment, and once again that word panic may be kicking in.
On the third leg.
Crabtree apologises. That's something that he'll probably be told about many times, I'm sure.
I think they were all laughing at him, weren't they, then? His entourage.
95.
Elton John once sang, sorry seems to be the hardest word. It seems to be the easiest one in darts. They're all at it.
58.
I think it's just one of those things that sort of become a habit.
26.
Something you see and then feel the need to do, because you mentioned Chris Mason. He was one of the people that always said never apologise, and when he went up there, apologised for everything.
Yeah, and then claimed he wasn't apologising. I mean, if it looks like an apology and sounds like an apology.
Maybe he was just doing the Alan Shearer celebration.
40.
Well,
96.
he's a polite young man, Cam Crabtree, but he might be about to kill Adam Hunt with kindness here. A 4-0 defeat is the worst possible start. It means basically he has to go and beat Belmont and then hope that Crabtree does the same.
$140. 140. Can we record 152?
Big last visit there from Adam Hunt. Just gives himself hope. How much hope?
He gets a chance. He's had 5 darts at double in the game and he's fluffed every one of them. On the 14s route, going to try that sweep across the tops.
26.
Hasn't swept far enough, and he might be swept 52. Away here.
Tops. Well, that's a long way off. He's nearly bust it.
$42.
You just expect them to go in when you stood behind your opponent.
Adam, you require 40.
Just a little loose in the hand, a little rush there from Crabtree. Giving Adam Hunt an opportunity to get his opening leg on the board, and he does, and that's going to make him feel so much better, even a leg, because he'd been stood behind Cameron Crabtree there when he was throwing up tops and tens, thinking, I'm going to come off the stage with a 4-0 defeat here, and my work is going to be pretty much over for the night. Instead, he stays in there swinging, even if it is just for another leg. That one leg, that one opportunity could come back to be a big moment for Adam Hunt.
96. $97.
Coming down to try and find a couple of treble 19s. He's going to need a couple just to get in the same vicinity as Crabtree.
119.
Good recomposure this from Crabtree, because when you have a dart that just pulls and slips the way
58.
our tops did, it can often
145.
set off into other throws. You can feel a little uncertain, a little uneasy, almost
57.
a little bit embarrassed.
Unapologetic, embarrassed, but
88.
he'll be happy if he mops this up, and he could do it on double 14. Could actually use that dart.
Game shot
And
on
he
the
lands a
match.
double. A
Cam
4-1 winner,
Crabtree.
thumping victory for Cam Crabtree. Keeping his mates happy, keeping Owen Bates happy. Shake a hand with Owen Binks, the referee, as he exits the stage, but the hunter disappears into the background as Shazam Cam Crabtree gets off to a flying start at Super Series finals night. An average shy of 89 in the end, 4 out of 9 on the doubles. Hunt struggled in that department, struggled really to get into the game, and he's going to have to beat Stephan Bormann in a couple of games' time. But coming next, Danny Lauby is also in need of a win. He takes on Jacob Taylor.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series. Cam Crabtree in search of his first title here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, and he's got his campaign for Saturday night off to the perfect start, getting the better of Adam Hunt by 4 legs to 1. Right, it's now time to return to Group 1, where it is DOD mode for Danny Lauby. It is do or die as far as he is concerned. He needs to beat Jacob Taylor to stand within a chance of progressing through to the semi-finals a little bit later on this evening. But tasks don't get much bigger than the man who made it through to a Champions Week final back in May. These two have had their trials and tribulations on the CDC Tour this year. They've met twice, and in their head-to-heads, it is one apiece, including a big final on the Pro Tour earlier on this year. So, Jacob Taylor taking part in his first game of the evening session. He knows the equation is quite simple. Win, and he is in. And early on this evening, he caught up with Chris Murphy.
Jacob, back here at finals night. First of all, give us your assessment on how your week's gone.
I've been good on times and sometimes a little bit not so good, but yeah, pretty consistent overall.
Obviously, we've seen in recent times a lot of North American dart players do very, very well here at the Super Series. I mean, you were one of the first people to do well here. How important is it to carry on that momentum for Canada and, of course, the USA?
We're trying to grow the game in Canada and the US, so it's very important for us to do well and show North Americans that get into darts and anything's possible.
Twice a finalist here, including in the grand final in Series 3. You know what it takes to get to the final. What would it take to take that next step and win a week?
You never just play well. Take out the doubles when you get the chance. That's the main part of the game.
Would you say that is one of your main strengths?
One of my main strengths is my scoring. My doubles are probably I lose games because of doubles. Yeah.
And just finally, like I said, you did get to the final before and still got to Champions Week, so you know the importance of winning as many games as possible. What's the aim tonight, game by game, or are you looking at the whole evening?
Oh, no, just game by game. Play match by match. I have Danny first. Just get through to the semis and then go from there.
Perfect. Good luck.
Thank you.
Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, they ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you.
So, Jacob Taylor in action, the former Champions Week finalist. These two have met in 2023 on a few occasions, including in a CDC Pro Tour final, where Danny Lauby ran out a 7-5 victor. And this is another big stage game between the pair. For Danny, win to stay in. Jacob, with a victory, is into the semi-finals. In the commentary box, it is Chris Murphy and Matthew Edgar.
Yeah, Danny Lauby is about to take on this man, Jacob Taylor. First outing of the evening, but as Henry was saying, it's must win now for Lauby. No third chances on a Super Series finals night. This is Danny's second chance. And beaten 4-2 by Marcel Waelpen. Again, the Swiss defying the odds. And he's in the best position in this group.
First.
And if
Game on.
Jacob Taylor wins, he'll be through without even having to play a second match. Taylor and Waelpen will fight it out to see who would be the group winner.
92.
A game from across the pond, this one, and it's a game that Danny Lauby's going to know what he's up against here. Jacob Taylor describing his strength as his scoring power. So
26.
the doubles are the thing that lets him down. It looks like the scoring might let him down in this one. Opens with a 26. We do expect that to be a lot better as it goes on. 96.52 over the last 12 months. The front nine average for Jacob Taylor. Sort of on par, really, with Danny Lauby. So don't expect to see too much here in terms of any sort of daylight in the scoring department.
Well, Danny Lauby needs to make sure the darts stick in the board. We saw earlier he put 2 in the treble 20. The third one knocked them out. Only scored 60, but on that occasion it was a full quota. And Lauby is making his move early in this match. Saying, catch me if you can.
49.
Up there with one of the quickest darts players you've ever witnessed.
Oh, absolutely. And as you mentioned earlier, he only gets quicker the better he feels like he's playing.
Danny Lauby.
13 darter. It gets a few screams from the market massive.
Second leg is Jacob to throw
nice
first.
To have the fan club in. That should be a feature now, actually. Whoever you're supporting when you come here to the Super Series, bring something with you too.
81.
To signify that. So the nice stars and stripes on the table there. That makes it clear.
94.
They are all supporting their star on the stage, Danny Lauby. What could they bring for Matthew Edgar, do you think, when he is here?
Well, I'll have some stars as well, actually.
123.
Some different coloured ones. What about Adam Hunt? What would you bring for him?
134.
I'm not sure we'd allow the bow and arrows into the venue.
81.
Maybe some roadkill. Now, that wouldn't be allowed in either, by the way. Don't.
171.
Thank you, Jacob, for bringing me back to the darts. 171. Brilliant setup shot.
59.
Well, there's that scoring power that he told us he's got. It's now fully on display here. Well, this is where he said it lets him down a little bit. In this case, it's the setup to the double.
35. Danny
Giving him the one dart rather than the
144.
two. These are shots that define your night.
120. Jacob, you require 20.
2 10s for Taylor. Comes a pair of 5s.
Game
And he
shot the
nails that
second leg.
green
Jacob
target to
Taylor.
level up this match, this Canada-USA contest. Taylor, of course,
Phil against Danny
has
to throw
been
first.
at finals
Game
night
on.
3 times before. He's been in the grand final, lost to Luke Littler. Interesting, isn't it, when you just start to get to this time of year and think about the players that have played in the
60.
Super Series and what awaits for them. Owen Bates in the audience is one of those. Luke Littler is, well, he's already on this remarkable story, isn't he? Playing at the World Championship. Ali Pali later in the month,
100.
having just won the World Youth title. But the best question I think I've ever heard by a darts interview was when Ned Bolting pointed out to Luke Littler that he could still win the
57.
World Youth title another 8 times.
I've got a feeling Luke Littler will be the world champion
40.
before he has the opportunity to play in that 8 times.
Well, the interesting thing that Luke Littler, in his own response, said he expected to be in the top 32 within a year or two.
100.
And that just shows where his ambitions are. He's actually playing, believe it or not, at Ali Pali in the Junior Darts Corporation World Championship final as well.
140.
He could win both.
Could be a guy who holds all the world championships. He'll look like a boxer, won't he,
60.
walking around with all those trophies?
Yeah, and in another 34 years' time, he can have a tilt at the
43.
seniors as well. Well, Lauby just trying to refocus here. He's still in a good position in this leg. He just took a moment before this visit.
123.
Almost completed a perfect visit as well. But just that slip means he's on a 3-dart finish rather than on a 2-darter. And that means that
58.
really,
Danny
apart from the
101.
fact he's throwing first, he's no better off than Taylor.
77.
He missed it at the end of a 144 in the last leg. He missed it at the end of the 101. Just the wrong side of the wire there for Jacob Taylor.
50.
Lauby an opportunity to hold
Danny
on to his
requires
throw.
24. Game shot on the
Third
third.
time of asking.
Danny Lauby.
Danny Lauby pins a double 12. Interesting listening to Jacob Taylor before
Well,
this
against
match
Jacob
started
to
when
throw
he
first.
talked about
Game on.
growing the game over in America and Canada, and we do see the game growing over there with the CDC and the
100.
players opt-in, like Jeff Smith now, who's going to be opting to stay over in Canada rather than coming over to play the Pro Tour and use that CDC system.
140.
But there was something that really stood out to me. He said, I want to come here and show people that anything is possible. And when you think about Canada's
100.
produced a 3-time world champion in John Part, is the attitude over there one of some people might be able to get to, but
128.
the core, the depth, the strength isn't quite there beyond maybe the top player, which maybe that's the message they're trying to show us now, that Canada is more than just one man.
137.
Yeah, I think certainly great strides being made.
137. Jacob, you
We'll
record
get this consistent
164.
flow of players from that part of the world. But we do see Jeff Smith playing at the Super
100.
Series.
And he
He's
required
not
96.
going for a tour card, I don't believe, next year. Now Lauby has choices to make here. And he's made his choice for double 14.
68. Jacob, you require 64.
There's one thing I like what they say over in Canada and America. I'm not going to do the accent, but they say, shoot some darts. He'll be hoping to shoot this one straight into the double 16.
32. Danny required 28.
So Lauby for a breaker throw. Not rushing. This is one thing you've got to say is the strength of Danny Lauby. Although he's a quick player, he doesn't rush into situations.
20. Jacob, you required
Opted
32.
to split and didn't get the result.
Game show on the
back
fourth leg.
To a level game.
Jacob Taylor.
Jacob Taylor a couple of legs away now from guaranteeing his qualification and knocking Danny Lauby out, but Danny's going to have an awful lot to say about that.
First. Game on.
Yeah, he's now teetering over the edge of the trapdoor, Danny Lauby, but he does have the darts. It's still very much in his hands. He will throw first in 2 of the last 3 legs.
78.
There's just a little bit of a pause there again from Danny Lauby. He won't be rushed. He doesn't feel
59.
comfortable with the situation. He'll just take a little bit of the sting out of his pace. Something very rare with quick players. Most of the time, if anything, they get quicker to try and get rid of that little bit of edginess.
34. $133.
Leaves the big one.
47. Danny require 170.
They won't have to take it out. 6 darts from 170.
92. $60. Danny requires 78.
Double top.
Game show on the
nicely
fifth
done.
leg.
So
Danny
Lauby
Lauby.
puts himself in a much better position.
Sixth leg is Jacob
Probably
to
time to
throw
whisper
first.
this quietly,
Game
but if Lauby wins this match 4-2, and then Jacob Taylor beats Marcel Waelpen 4-2, then the group will be decided in a 9-dart shootout.
I had one of them for a while, have we? That'd be a nice little Christmas gift.
100.
Taylor wins this leg, then that's out of the equation in this group, and he's making good progress in it.
99. $140.
Really enjoyable game, this one. Played at a good pace. And Lauby
92.
in around the 97 mark.
121.
Scoring power on display here of Jacob Taylor. 15 scores of a ton or more. He set himself in a position to take us to our last leg decider, which would ruin those hopes of a 9-dart shootout.
100. Jacob, you require 24.
Spoiled somebody's Christmas,
Game show on the sixth
but not
leg.
Jacob Taylor's.
Jacob Taylor.
And now Danny Lauby, he has no safety net.
7th and final against Danny to throw
Has
first.
to win this leg.
Game
If he doesn't,
on.
it won't be a 9-dart shootout. It'll be Danny Lauby out.
98.
Does have the advantage of throw, which is huge in a last leg decider. As your
96.
opponent, you always feel you're chasing, you're feeling like you're waiting for a mistake. Especially when you both trade in those 1 treble visits.
93.
A starting hand for both.
Problem for Lauby now is, of course, that even if he wins this leg, he won't be guaranteed
180.
through. Will he win the leg?
$100.
Sort of a nervous glance over at the scoreboard there, and he's not liking what he sees here, where he looks back at that treble 20 being filled once again here by Jacob Taylor, who's sprinting towards the line.
It's a really good performance again from Lauby. I think he will feel very unlucky. The way he's played tonight, he will feel he should have something from the group stages. The Bullseye, and he'll get nothing.
60. Danny McQuine, 132.
The Bullseye with the target here for Lauby. 19s would have given a dart at the ball, but instead
64.
Jacob Taylor is 25 points away from taking the American out.
So, to book his own place in the semi-finals.
17.
And Taylor hasn't taken it out.
Requires 68.
Well, the truth hurts right now. But the truth is that Danny Lauby has missed his opportunity. This would send him packing.
Game shot out.
Lauby had his opportunity, maybe slightly unexpected, a dart at tops. He wasn't able to take it, and that is all she wrote for Danny Lauby here at the Super Series this week. But Jacob Taylor gets over the line, a 4-3 success. We'll see him again later on against Marcel Waelpen. But before then, we've got Adam Hunt taking on Stephan Bormann.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series. And before the break, Danny Lauby was eliminated from the competition following a 4-3 defeat to Jacob Taylor. So that means that Group 1 is all sorted in terms of the qualification spots. Marcel Waelpen and Jacob Taylor qualify for the semi-finals. They'll play in a straight shootout in the final game of that particular group to see who takes top honours. And such is the weird quirk of the Super Series is that one player has already been eliminated by the time the last player has played their first match. Stephan Bormann finds himself in action in our second match of the Group 2 session. And in similar circumstances to Group 1, it could be as simple as we know all 4 players into the semi-finals by the end of the 4th game this evening, because if Stephan gets the better of Adam, who lost to Crabtree in his first game by 4 legs to 1, then we know the 4 players into the semi-finals. And earlier on this evening, Stephan caught up with Chris.
Stephan, finals night here at the Super Series. How are you feeling ahead of tonight?
I'm feeling great, thanks, and I hope I can my best tonight.
How would you describe your performances this week?
Yeah, the first 2 days was not so good for me, and I will play better first day on Friday, and I'm very happy I stay in the Saturday night.
2 players here from Switzerland. How big a thing is this back home to have you both playing at finals night?
That's amazing for Switzerland. We are both players, to say, from Switzerland, and we are not many players there, and this is a good news from the whole country.
I guess you'll be cheering each other on, yourself and Marcel, but if you play each other, then it gets different, doesn't it?
Yeah, I play here for me, for myself, and he plays for him, and yeah, I play my best.
You're the last player to play tonight in the group stages. Does that suit you? You'll get to see everybody else play before you play, or would you rather just get on with it and play straight away?
I think it's not a problem for me. I play for me on my games. Yeah.
And what would it mean to you to win this evening?
I'm here for win this week. Yeah.
Perfect. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
And so Stephan Bormann enters the fray here at the MODUS Super Series. And as we mentioned a little bit earlier on, if he wins his first match, he's already through to the semi-finals. The Swiss making it through to his second finals night here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, and he's looking to become the first Swiss player to ever make it through to Champions Week. Adam's had a couple of semi-finals here before, and he's hoping to keep those hopes alive once again. He takes on the Swiss, and in commentary is Matthew Edgar and Chris Murphy.
Sometimes questions just seem to age really well, and that question posed to Stephan Bormann about being the last player to play might actually come quite good for him. Adam Hunt, we know, has been on the stage already. He went down 4-1 to Crabtree, so he is in, as Henry Deacon described earlier, Dodd territory, do or die. Whereas for Stephan Bormann, what will he bring to the table today? We've seen him grow into
First
the week.
leg, it's Adam to throw first. Game on.
Winner of 4 SDC titles, which is over in Switzerland. He won Group C here, and he's also a Challenge Tour winner, so we know he can hit the heights that would be required to beat a player like Adam Hunt.
Well, absolutely. He's shown that this week, and he's showing it in his first visit. He's done exactly what Marcel Waelpen, his World Cup teammate, did in his first visit of the night, a 180 to open his Super Series finals night campaign.
Well, whatever practice routine they're doing, I want to go and have a little look at that one.
What a start. Waelpen already through. Will the full Swiss World Cup team make it to the semi-finals? Of course, being in opposite groups, they could end up meeting each other. They could meet each other in the final.
100.
What a night that would be for Switzerland. Always really happy to be here. Did make it to finals night before. Stephan Bormann. And yeah, as you say, played Adam Hunt in Group A earlier this week. Beat him 4-2 in the first meeting on Monday. Then lost 4-0 when they met on Tuesday. And when they went head-to-head on Wednesday, it was also 4-2 to Belmont. They then went into different groups for the rest of the week before being reacquainted tonight.
60.
No finish here for Stephan, but he can set it up handy here. No guarantees for Adam Hunt to even go a dart at the double. He would need to find a treble or a secondary double.
60. Adam, you require 100.
Hunt in that same position as Danny Lauby. Win or go home.
84. Stephan, you
Now he's
require
hoping that
114.
Belmont doesn't take out this 114 finish. Treble 18. Bound for tops. Oh, that's
Game
going to
shot
hurt
the
Hunt.
first leg.
That's really going to hurt.
Stephan Bormann.
Belmont breaks in the opening leg. And now Adam Hunt really
Second
is
against Stephan
staring
to throw first.
straight
Game on.
at the bottom of a mountain. And I don't just mean the ones on the back of Belmont's shirt.
We've got the top two Switzerland players
60.
here in finals night. And I've definitely not Googled this, by the way, Chris. Do you know the top two things that Switzerland are famous for?
91.
Well, the flag's a big plus. Go on, enlighten me.
Chocolate and cheese.
Oh, I am moving to Switzerland
83.
tomorrow. Adam Hunt, by the way, went down 4-1 in
59.
his first match. So we were teasing the prospect of a 9-dart shootout earlier on. If he wins this one 4-1, and then Belmont were to beat Cam Crabtree 4-1, then that would achieve that 9-dart shootout.
100.
Of course, the main objective here for Adam is just to win, because that would mean that Crabtree could do him a favour and beat Belmont and knock him out.
That's what I love about Saturday nights. It's so
58.
cutthroat, isn't it? It's just always feels like something's happening. Always a player so close to winning, but at the same aspect, so close to ringing for a taxi.
100.
Because Adam Hunt lost that opening game by quite a score, 4-1 to Cam Crabtree, there's going to be a panic here because it might go beyond just wins.
$98. Adam's last score was 100.
Getting the scoreboard updated. Adam Hunt racing in. Try and put things right. You can see maybe that sort of slight bit of impatience for Adam Hunt there. He's not want to finish, but he was just speeding to the hockey after the slight delay. He just wants to fix things as quickly as possible.
Stephan, it requires 60.
When you're playing well, you can get a deck chair out and sit at the back of the stage, but when you're not, you just want to get back on with the task and try and rectify the situation. A little bit south there
20.
for Stephan.
Adam, it requires 60.
Wasn't able to find the tops. Can Adam?
Trying to go left.
Game shot on the
go
second
in,
leg. Adam
and
Hunt.
go level. And break back there from Adam Hunt. Very business-like demeanour
Adam
right
to throw
now
first.
from the
Game on.
30-year-old from Chesterless Street. Could use that as well. I think that's what he's kind of tried to do there. He's thrown it at
77.
it, hoping it deflects in, and got it wrong and cost himself points.
$100.
Hunt here, basically trying to stay in the hunt tonight, and has never failed to do so. Never failed to make the semi-finals when he's got to
58.
finals night.
So far. Just Stephan
140.
finding some big stuff, and every time he does, Adam Hunt just flicks his head to the left-hand side. It's as if he's just took one right on the chin.
Good stuff, this.
140.
From Adam Hunt. 140. Belmont. There you see the throwing style of Stephan. You draw a straight line under
60.
that elbow, it wouldn't drop below it.
$56.
He just checked his score beforehand, and the maths worked out pretty well to leave the biggie.
Yeah, check out that he has checked out already this week. Did it in Group A.
60.
Adam Hunt's going to need to go fishing
170.
again here. Ain't going to go again, but Belmont on something similarly big.
96. Stephanie McQuire, 141.
141 often is at the end of a 9-darter, following the two 180s.
45.
He hasn't
Adam
took too much off
74.
that one, still leaves himself quite far back, so Adam Hunt will fancy his chances here to regain the lead.
Game show in the third leg. Adam Hunt.
Well, somebody likes Adam Hunt.
Do you know when you
Fourth-legged Stephan to
say
throw
something,
first.
it comes out really loud? I think that bloke's just had that same experience just then, like, oh, it didn't mean to come out like that.
Yeah, he's the bloke at a football match who tries to start a song.
60.
That's what darts needs, isn't it? Like, darts chants, individual player
59.
chants.
Want to make some up?
Yeah, go on then.
I was thinking of rhymes and alliteration and what sort of theme should we go
100.
for?
See, I think, and I've always thought, you know the song "Walks Like Rihanna"?
58.
I mean, no, I don't.
You know the one, can't sing, can't dance.
Is this really happening? And ironically, I
100.
think the first line of that was "can't sing," wasn't it?
Going to take off. It's going to take off.
123.
Well, is Belmont going to take off in this game? It'll be can't sing, can't darts for the Swiss.
45.
That's where the Gary Anderson standing on the hockey comes into play there. When your
100.
player approaches the hockey as quick as Adam Hunt does. That sort of little step that you'll see many players do. Just so you keep moving, keep active, rather than sort of stood there with your arm up waiting for your opponent to get out of the way.
100. Adam Yavak, 161.
161 for 3-1. Belmont waiting on a 2-darter. Adam Hunt, in order
52.
to leave a
Stephen
2-darter
Yavak,
himself,
96.
was going for the bullseye there.
56. Adam's last score was 52. (20, 19, 13).
Adam Hunt just having to wait before taking aim at this finish.
I think it could be a bit of a benefit for him, actually, just taking that little bit of a forced reset.
Well, that's going to make him feel better straight away, isn't it? Plumbing the treble 20.
Game shot,
that
the
little
fourth
delay
leg.
may have done Adam good.
Hunt.
109 taken out, and
Fifth
now
leg, it's
Hunt
Adam to throw first.
is on the brink
Game
of a
on.
victory, and suddenly it's Belmont that's the one that's worried. Can't guarantee himself through by winning this game, but Cam Crabtree will be a big favourite
100.
against Belmont. The one insurance policy for Stephan is he will have the darts in that match. He'll have the throw.
You mentioned the potential early Christmas present of a 9-dart
60.
shootout. Well, maybe you just got the wrong group. Maybe it was Group 2 that was going to give us that possibility.
Yeah, if it is all 4-1,
97.
that would be the way the semi-finalists would be decided. We've had 2 9-dart shootouts at the MODUS Super Series. Chris Mason, in fact, was involved in one of them, wasn't he?
140.
Mentioned him earlier. Always remember the one featuring Richie Howson when he sort of declined the option to go for the Bull 25 with his last dart.
85.
It actually ended up being a 12-dart shootout between 2 of the players on the stage because they ended level after the 9.
It's one of those things that you love to see,
81.
but I bet they're horrible to play in.
Andy Hamilton, he's been in it twice at the Grand Slam and once here.
Maybe he just really enjoys them.
It's probably about
79.
12 players in the world that have ever played 9-dart shootouts on the stage, and Andy Hamilton's 3 of them.
He's 33% of it, yeah.
Well, Hunt's got the chance to wrap this up
60.
when he returns.
Academy
140.
require 140.
$100 here would have been the ask beforehand. The greed
60.
in the player would have wanted to have
Academy
taken it
require
out, but
160.
finding the 60 points would have been encouragement here for Stephan. I don't think Adam Hunt's the sort of player that get drawn into the overly
95.
aggressive tops.
Academy require 80.
You were right, but the problem for Adam is there's a lot of metal in the way now.
Game,
No trouble at
shot,
all.
and the match.
Adam Hunt gets
Adam
a walloping
Hunt.
win, and maybe he's just turned his fortunes around tonight. He went down 4-1 in his opening match of the evening, losing by that margin to Cam Crabtree, but then he beats Belmont by the same scoreline. There you see the averages and all the statistics, 84.85 for Adam Hunt, but look at the all-important one there. 4 out of 4 on the doubles, 100%, including that brilliant 109 checkout. Slim pickings for Stephan Belmont, 114, the only successful finish for him. And the night is not finished yet for Belmont. He'll take on Cam Crabtree in a couple of games' time. Jacob Taylor up next, though, against Marcel Waelpen.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series, where before the break we saw Adam Hunt get the better of Stephan Bormann by 4 legs to 1. It means the possibility of a 9-dart shooter. It's very much alive in Group 2 if Bormann gets the better of Crabtree by 4 legs to 1. Right, we're going to head into the final game of Group 1 now. Now, everything is decided, apart from who's going to finish in top place, which we're going to see in our 5th game, as Marcel Waelpen squares off as he takes on Jacob Taylor. Taylor got the better of Danny Lauby in a last leg decided to book his place into the semi-finals and send the American home. And he took part in our brand new Around the World Challenge. It was meant to be an exclusive for tonight, but Danny Lauby, well, told us in his interview yesterday all about it. But it's a challenge where it's going to test your skills in terms of time and in terms of your accuracy. You've got to go from the number 1 on the board all the way along and try and hit the 25 and bullseye. Complete it, you win. Well, chuffy points. Anyway, here's Jacob's attempt.
Hi, my name is Jacob Taylor, and this is my Around the World Challenge.
So the truth will be told on Jacob Taylor's Around the World Challenge. He hits a treble there off the 5s, hits
Up
a
to
treble
8.
5. Great start from Taylor.
Come across the world now. He's going around the world and he's doing it at pace. And he's got to find those trebles, hasn't he, Scott? Because he's not really the paciest of players.
He may be wearing
Up to
trainers, but
13.
I don't know why. Could have got away with shoes.
Up to 13 now, then after that treble 9, followed by the 12, 14, 15. Well,
Up
every
to
small
16.
step counts.
Oh, he's got about 25 seconds left. He's going to have to up his pace here a little. He needs another treble to get him near
Up
the
to
end.
19.
Well, he needs to hit 19, 20, 25 full. He's only got 3 darts in his hand. Oh, he's missed the 20. Is
Up
he going to
to
make it? He's
25.
going to have to show the turn of pace here. 25 and bull needed.
And throw it underarm or something. Come on, Jacob. Come on, Jacob. Oh, he's not going to do it. He's going to run out of darts and run out of time.
Jacob Taylor reaches 20.
Well, Jacob Taylor has circumnavigated half of the world, and he nearly went around the world in that challenge. He takes on Marcel Waelpen in the 5th game of the evening session. In commentary for this one, Chris Murphy, and the man who's been all singing, all dancing, but he's definitely not Rihanna. He's just Matthew Edgar. Please don't do that again.
You name the song, Henry, I'll give you the number. And the number here will be the 2 points for both the players in what I always describe as the world's largest bull-up, because both players we know are going through to the semi-finals. However, they are still
First
playing for
leg, it's
advantages.
Jacob to throw first. Game on.
The main advantage being the opportunity to throw first in the semi-final, which is a big advantage in such a short format game that we've got here.
58.
Which is a race to 4, best of 7. That's when you're playing for a place in that final and the big prize money that is on the line. The key thing to remember here, though,
100.
is just to keep that focus. It can be quite easy to slip into that mindset of, oh, I'm through, so this game's a bit of a freebie.
100.
Can't tend to dip in and out of that concentration, so it is vital here for both players to keep that laser sharp focus, something I'm very confident I'm never going to
41.
see come off the face of Marcel. Like a bit of a Bond villain, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to speak to him
60.
earlier. But he's been very, very mean on the dartboard. Really, really good. I think all week, and this
43.
is probably a failing of ours as commentators and pundits, etc. We're just kind of waiting for it to fall apart.
100.
A debutant at the Super Series, and it didn't. He just carried on. I think we kept using the phrase treading water, just keeping himself afloat.
135.
Top of that group, managed to get through it.
Got through with 20 points, which you would normally suggest is actually quite a low tally. But he was 4 points clear of second
140.
place. Thus, the nature of this week here at
100.
the Super Series, a very
Jacob
tight and
McCoy,
close
43.
group, which Jacob Taylor is going to want to be coming out on top and to fly that flag for Canada.
Game shot on the
to
first
show
leg.
that
Jacob
there's
Taylor.
more talent on that side of the world, and we're seeing it coming through all the time. John Part, obviously, flying the flag
Second
as
leg is
the
Marcel to throw first.
three-time world
Game on.
champion, but we've now got players like Matt Campbell on the PDC Pro Tour. We've had Jeff Smith for the last 4 years. Remember Dawson Michelle a couple of years ago?
93.
Yeah, really interesting. And Jacob himself said, didn't he, about what the CDC are
100.
trying to do over there. Yeah, loving the opportunities that they're getting at the MODUS Super Series. We're waiting for a
127.
continental winner from the Americas. We have had one, of course, from down under when Raymond Smith of Australia took the title in Series 2.
140.
Adam Whitehead, Luke Littler twice, and Jim McEwen, the other champions,
83.
series champions at the Super Series.
It's one of my favourite moments in darts ever. And I mean like top 5 favourite moments ever. When the
59.
16-year-old Luke Littler passed the torch to the 56-year-old Jim McEwen.
That's what it's all about here, isn't it? Opportunities for all.
98.
Even you get a go, Matt.
Yeah, they were short on numbers, so
5.
insert
So
me
you require
here.
100.
Yeah, he's not talking about tonight, by the way. On the stage. Oh, look at this.
80.
Waelpen looking for some flashy finishing. Taylor nowhere in this leg, but might be somewhere after this visit. So Waelpen will be hoping to keep that
45.
beaming grin on his
So you
face
require 20.
after this dart.
Game shown the
There
second
it
leg.
is. All square.
Marcel Waelpen.
Yeah, another magic moment was when Raymond Smith won
Third leg
his
is Jacob
title
to throw
here.
first.
And very
Game on.
nicely gave his darts away, didn't he, to a young man who comes and sits in the audience
85.
every week here at the Super Series. And it was a really nice moment. A young lad called Mackenzie Wilson, who's actually not here tonight because he's been playing darts himself out in
60.
Gibraltar at the JDC tournaments out there, which have been very well attended. Wonder if he's using the ones that Raymond gave him.
100.
Marcel. He strikes me as the sort of guy who would always be up for it. You know,
100.
like these people who are always up for a row, like always up and he might be one of the nicest guys you'd ever meet. So this might be the worst assumption ever.
59.
He's going to come here and bash me in me chops.
Well, I hope it's the latter.
100.
Doesn't have anything to be bothered about right now, does he? Even if he
60.
loses this game, he knows he's going through. Danny Lauby with the disappointment of bowing out.
Now let me put a positive spin on that.
100.
It means he's got a good demeanor. He'd be intimidating up on the stage.
Have you felt intimidated by players on stage?
100. Marcel,
You don't have to tell me who, because I don't want to give
141.
them any ammunition for the future, but a simple yes or no will suffice.
I'll say no, but there is
60.
a player who's got
Jacob,
a very
you
good
require
confidence about
97.
that. That's Steve Brown.
Well, Taylor's just taking his time. His maths hasn't been great all the time this week. That was the right route. Has had a few
57.
moments,
So you require
shall we say.
81.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, this may hurt the truth. Waelpen looking now for double six.
75.
Oh, the whisker away.
Jacob, you require 40. Game shown the
That
third.
starting hand always hurts that
Jacob
little bit
Taylor.
more because you're just standing, hoping and expecting another opportunity.
Fourth leg, it's Marcel to throw first. Game on.
Taylor takes leg three. Waelpen straight back in the lipstick, but only with one of his
100.
three darts.
100.
A very good strike rate with that opening dart, hasn't he, Marcel?
180. $140.
Sometimes look at players and you look at what they're doing away from the Super Series
95.
and get the stats, the averages, the results they're getting out on the various tours, and you think, when they actually come here, this guy's going to struggle. But then they come here and play above their levels, and I think a lot of that comes down to the opportunity here to prepare properly.
97.
Here at the
So you
Super Series,
require
that practice room is
126.
absolutely spot on, perfect for producing your best. That's what we're seeing here from Marcel. When you give him the
86.
correct
Jacob
tools and
164.
preparation, that we see this increased line of performance.
140. So you require 40.
Great guide. Well, he would have wanted to hit it exactly where he hit it, that dart, but it hasn't helped it going to the double.
Game
What a
show
last one that is.
Marcel
Because the second
Waelpen.
one might have made it more difficult. Owen Bates appreciating watching on without the pressure of
Fifth
being
leg is
on that
Jacob to
stage.
throw
Of course, he is
first.
a
Game on.
weekly winner here himself, Bates. Beat Leonard Gates in a really good final. Gates, of course, crashed in the
100.
final again. Chaz Barstow last week, despite a week that was kind of dominated by the American ace. Hit a 9-darter, of course. Also tried some tasty
100.
British treats. Those of you who subscribe to our YouTube channel may have seen that. Do check out all the latest fun
100.
after the show today. We might see plenty more like you saw before this game. Jacob Taylor's Around the World Challenge. All of the players in action this week tried that.
82.
You looking forward to your attempt when you're next here on the stage?
Not really, to be honest. No, I wanted one of
45.
these eating ones, like Leonard Gates got, to be honest. I don't want to be throwing more darts. I want a pack of biscuits.
Social media team, take note.
49.
And if you usually get Matthew Edgar eats some custard creams, but they'll think of something.
I understand you had to go at one, didn't you, Chris? But they had to edit it for too long because you ate the whole pack.
100.
I thought you meant the Around the World Challenge went on too long. I didn't like that dart. Jacob Taylor on a finish.
45.
Marcel
Jacob, you require
Waelpen not, which means
156.
Taylor has 2 visits to clean up 156. Loads of room in the bed. Fails to find any of it.
140.
Next best thing.
99. Jacob, you require 16.
16 points for a 16 dart leg. There's nothing sweet about that.
12.
The offers an opportunity
So you
for
require
Marcel to
126.
get the breaker throw here. 126 is a nice finish because you only need the one treble and it's in the same area. Couldn't find.
95. Jacob, you require 4.
I think he's just persisting with the area there rather than having a plan. Beautiful dart, that one, just to go over
no
the top.
Score. So you require 31.
Well. Waelpen was nowhere in this leg.
23. Jacob, you require 4.
And he was feeling like he might be somewhere, but the leg could be over again. Taylor still
Game show on the
persevering
5th leg.
and finally
Jacob Taylor.
landing that double 2. Yeah, the reaction said it all.
6th leg is Marcel to throw first. Game on.
Have Team America, by the way, have they now switched allegiances to Canada?
81.
You're suggesting they should have like a reversible flag.
Yeah. It's the half and half football scarf, isn't it?
54.
Isn't that what happened in Manchester with Man United going to Man City and all the fans?
Don't open your
60.
Twitter account for the next hour.
Opening a can of worms there, wasn't there?
140.
Nicely done by Taylor, who may be edging in on a second win of the evening. Remember, game 6 still to go. Belmont against Crabtree in Group 2, which still has the
41.
possibility of being a 9-dart shootout. Belmont would have to win that game by 4 legs to 1.
45.
If Crabtree wins it, Belmont goes out. Belmont wins it. He would have to get a victory of 4-0 to go straight through. Otherwise, the best he can hope for would be that 9-dart shootout.
$98.
Ends with a bit of a fanfare.
Jacob, you're 164.
Give himself some real confidence going into that semi-final.
60.
I just
So he
couldn't
required
lift the darts high enough
124.
there, and he could have been a bit smarter with the counting. First dart, maybe then gone to 19s, and the Bullseye would have left a straight ton. Bullseye for Waelpen.
82.
Keep this contest going.
Jacob, you're requiring
Taylor
104.
wants 104 to end it.
Make that 84. I'll make it 79. No shot left there for Jacob Taylor.
44.
So Marcel
required 42.
should get a couple of darts here to take us level.
Game shown the sixth flare.
And it is
Marcel Waelpen.
going the distance. This decider, remember, whoever wins this will top the
Seventh and
table.
final
We
leg is
don't know
Jacob
anything
to
about who
throw
their
first.
opponent will be yet.
Game
We don't know
on.
who's going through from Group 2.
100.
Good dart there from Jacob Taylor.
$100. 60.
Ever since I said have the Americans changed to Canadians, they've actually removed the flag from the table. I don't know if they've got earpieces in listening to my commentary and
84.
quickly got rid of the tablecloth. It's like that magic trick where you pull it away and all the glasses stay where they are.
61.
There you see, now you see it, now you don't.
Reminds me of that magic trick when we went out for the night out, Chris. We went to the bar and you disappeared when the bill came.
40.
What's the next trick
80.
for these players? That's not the one he was attempting, Jacob Taylor. Just opens the door a little bit for Marcel Waelpen, but the only vanishing act tonight has been from Danny Lauby. He, as a result of Taylor's 4-3 victory, exited.
137.
Just look at the small margins. Taylor might end up winning the group with 2 4-3 victories. Wants to at least cut his score in half here, and he's going to do at least that as well. Going to do better than that.
140.
Taylor
So we're
closing in,
140.
unless Taylor closing in.
And you'll be expecting 2 darts at tops. And the way his darts lie, there'll be no hindrance from the first one at the
82.
big 20.
Jacob, you require 60.
Nice open bed for Jacob Taylor.
50. Marcel, you require 58.
Double top.
Game shot on the man.
And Marcel
Marcel
wraps it up.
Waelpen.
And on his debut, you said earlier on, Chris, that when will it stop? Will he just keep winning? Well, yes, he is. Marcel Waelpen has won both of his groups here on the group games here on finals night, and he tops group number 1. He's in the semi-final. He'll have the advantage of throw, but who will it be against? We'll find out at the conclusion of Group 2 when our next match, Stephan Bormann, takes on Crabtree.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series, where Marcel Waelpen's dream debut just continues to get better and better. Winner of Group A on Wednesday, winner of a group on Saturday night, and he is now a top seed for the semi-finals and will have the advantage of throw in that particular affair. That is after he got the better of Jacob Taylor by 4 legs to 3 in what was a tight and tentative Group 1. That is for sure. Right, our final game of Group 2. See Stephan Bormann in action up against Crabtree. This is their first meeting this week. Bormann making his way through Group C, following a Group A campaign early on in the week, whilst Cam, well, he was the top boy as far as Group 2, or Group B, shall I say, is concerned. And he's taking top billing this week at the Super Series, and he's hoping to pick up a first weekly crown under the roof here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. And only one this week, they were going around the world. Nope, we were not sending them globe-trotting. We were sending them on the Oki for the latest of our challenges here at the Super Series. They basically traverse the clock as quickly as possible and try and end on the 25 and bull. Stephan was first up, and, well, it was time for après-ski for the Swiss.
I'm Stephan Bormann, and this is my Round the World challenge.
So it's the Swissman. The Swissman. Is it Swissman? Is he going to get his timings right, Stephan Bormann? We know the Swiss are very good at timing.
Reaches
and here
8.
he is. Trebles galore as we start.
Yeah, I think we can call him a Swissman if that's going to be the way he performs. A couple of trebles straight away. Now looking for a 10.
Up to
He's
11.
been perfect so far. Hasn't missed a single target yet.
Yeah, very impressive. And he's back in those trebles again.
Or the temptation here to go for the treble 14, but he's just managed to get the single. The accuracy is incredible. This is on. This is on. He could complete this. 18 next.
Could all be about the timing. It could all be about what seconds are left on the clock.
Reaches 25.
So he's got to get the 25. And now the bullseye. That first start was at the 25, not the bull. Has
Still on
to
25.
hit the bullseye.
He's running out of time.
There it is.
Game shot.
He's done it. Scott, that
Done
is
it.
brilliant
Yep,
from
bang on.
Belmont. Even though Binks is overexcited,
Done it.
Belmont can't believe it. Scott Mitchell, what a performance.
Stephan Bormann has completed the Around the World Challenge.
Hi, I'm Cam Crabtree, and this is my Around the World Challenge.
Well, Cam Crabtree's turn now. This is the player who won the Bullseye Challenge
Up to
in
5.
Series 5. Is he going to win a new challenge here at the Super Series?
Before you know it, Shazam, he hits a treble 2. Off to 5s already. Now down to 6s.
Up to 8.
Across to 7. He needs a treble now, really, with this visit.
Yeah, really needs to find treble. It's a good area of the board. Has he gone for the wrong thing here? Thought he was on 8. Well, the referee.
16. Up to 16.
I think he was on 7. I think he was on 8. I think he's got to go back. This is confused Cam. What a mess. What a mistake.
Smiley cam and every cam that you needed. No, it's no good. Now he wants 12. Oh, he's all done now. He's done it all now. It's Binksy's fault. Oh, it's always going to be with this time.
Up to 12.
This is cringe Cam. Don't question the referee. Cam, you've made a fool of yourself, mate. Well, Cam Crabtree having his first go at the Around the World Challenge, having been the 5 and bull, he's going to need to be perfect. And he's not perfect. He's made a mess of it. What a way to end a decent attempt.
Still up to 20. Cam Crabtree reaches 19.
Yeah, he's a troublemaker, isn't he, that boy? Cam Crabtree there in the Around the World Challenge. He takes on Stephan Bormann, who is in action in this last game of the group, and it is all up in the off. And there's still a possibility of a 9-dart shootout. That is how tight and complex the situation is. So, Crabtree against Bormann in the final game of the groups with Matt and Chris down in the box.
Yeah, let's fill you in on that. So, as Henry just alluded to, there could be a 9-dart shootout in this group. That would occur if Stephan Bormann were to win this match by a 4-leg-to-1 margin. He needed to beat Cam Crabtree to do that,
to throw first.
to qualify.
Game on!
At the expense of Cam Crabtree, Belmont will need to win this game 4-0. Any other scoreline, and Belmont goes out. So Crabtree gets to a couple of legs, and he is through.
60.
A 4-1 win, it's a 9-dart shootout, and a 4-0 win, and Belmont goes through at his expense. That doesn't, of course, mean that Adam Hunt's through yet, because the 9-dart shootout's still in the equation.
I think we should have had a warning there with go grab pen and paper before the possibilities came out there.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it again.
100.
But the first target for Cam Crabtree is a couple of legs.
60.
And at that point, it would all be over. And Adam Hunt would keep up his perfect record of making it through.
$100.
So, realistically, what you're saying is Adam Hunt right now is signing up to the Cam Crabtree fan club.
Yeah, right now he is. But we've had that scenario before, haven't we, where the most likely outcome has been for one player to win, but when the other player starts to win, if they win 4-0, that also gets me through. Then usually in the end, it's somewhere in the middle and it all comes crashing down. May I look at the bullseye with the last start just to chip off the 64? That's what he does. Belmont wants a 1-4-1. He's not going to get one.
45. Can you
So
require
he's
100?
just been around the world twice. Can he go north?
Game
north
show
pole
the first
to the
leg.
north pin
Cam
for
Crabtree.
Cam Crabtree. That is the start that would have had Adam Hunt clapping along like the
Secondly,
fans
it's
in the
Cam
audience.
to throw first. Game on.
Yet to see Stephan really arrive
100.
here tonight. The loss to Adam Hunt, 4 legs to 1, was with an 80.86 average, which is a lot lower than we'd expect from Stephan.
100.
Based on experience across the various tours and their achievements, you would have probably expected it to be the other way round between the two Switz lads.
93.
Definitely, that's how it felt at the start of this week. Belmont, of course, been to finals like last time he was here. I would say, I'm going to go as far to say this is, from his Swiss teammate, Waelpen, it's one of the most impressive
100.
debuts we've seen at the Super Series, particularly from a qualifier, from someone who, you know, wasn't well known on arrival.
98.
Certainly gets you thinking ahead to that World Cup, and if them two are once again representing Switzerland in the World Cup, they could be a dangerous little partnership emerging here.
140.
All the extra experience they're getting here.
140. Stephan Bormann, 161.
He's got to deal with a few things here, though. He's got to deal with the pressure and the expectation,
59.
but the good darts
Cam
of Cam
70.
and the swagger that Cam is playing with right now.
38. Stephan Bormann, 102.
Close, but not close enough, and Belmont gets a chance to pick his pocket. Probably treble 14. Couldn't locate one of the two trebles required, so Crabtree will return.
94.
And remember, if he
Cam
wins this
Bormann,
leg,
32.
he is through, and Belmont bows out.
Game show on the second leg.
And that is the dart that
Cam
decides
Crabtree.
it. Cam Crabtree has qualified for the semi-finals, as has Adam Hunt.
First.
Stephan Belmont will not be joining his Swiss World Cup teammate Marcel Waelpen. That is the end for Belly. You might say that double 16 was a belly buster.
Can I go one further and say Belly's not going to get you?
Say what you like.
Well, good job, really, because I kind of already did it.
So just to put everyone in the picture about the semi-finals, the runner-up in this group will take on Marcel Waelpen. That runner-up is Adam Hunt. Cam Crabtree will play in the second semi-final
57.
against Marcel Waelpen. No, sorry. Me getting it mixed up again.
60.
Jacob Taylor will play the second semi-final against Cam Crabtree as the runner-up in Group 1. The winner of the Group 1, Marcel Waelpen, will play the runner-up in this group, Adam Hunt, just to clarify.
140. $47. 60.
Now, we did see in his group campaign, and he alluded to in his interview as well, Cam Crabtree, that once the job was done, he lost the intensity. Are we seeing similar signs here, potentially? Because his whole demeanour's just completely changed all of a sudden.
134.
It's a quality that we sort of attach to those real elite players. Taylor's, the Van Gerwins, what Luke Littler is at the moment.
54.
Just seen Luke Littler over in Gibraltar playing players averaging 60, and he's still averaging 100.
Belmont is waiting on 80.
72. Stephan Bormann, 80. Game show on the third leg. Stephan Bormann.
Does he know, though, that his campaign has run. He's sort of just moping around the stage as if to say, why has that come now? Why when it's a bit too late?
140.
Yeah, had that kind of demeanour about him, didn't he?
140.
It's always, for me, one of the most interesting questions that when you look at it and think, how much do the players know about this situation? Do they know they just need a leg here and there? Some people in the practice rooms here
100.
like to be the guy that works it out and then just tells everybody, even if they didn't want to know. Oh, by the way, mate, you only need one leg.
97. $140.
130 then
Danny
for
McCoy, 130.
Crabtree. Similar finish left after 9 darts by Belmont. Good leg by the pair of them. Double 5.
120.
Wonderful double 5
Stephan
last
Bormann,
night. It looked impossible. He found
121.
it. Where will Belmont start here? There's the answer. 11 segment. Oh, he's chased the treble and missed.
Might as well, in the situation he's in, try and
89.
give yourself the bigger target.
Cam, you require 10.
But no one likes double 5, especially a flat landing player with a dart. Because when it lands on that top wire like that, it can just become a little bit tricky.
Game
Oh,
shot
wow.
the fourth leg.
What a dart.
Cam Crabtree.
He had to sort of shimmy to the right a little bit there to open up the space, but he did. A fantastic dart there from
Fifth leg,
Cameron
it's
Crabtree.
Stephan to throw first. Game on. $140.
A disappointing night for Stephan. Maybe coming to an end.
64.
Actually managed to have a chat with Cam earlier on, and he actually practices throwing left and right to get around difficult darts because of the flat angle.
57.
Excellent insight from Matthew Edgar. They're always prepared.
$45.
It's the evolving dart player, though, isn't it? The thinking, they're trying to find the extra couple of percent. Now Gurney with the flat dart. The Littler adopting the flat dart to stay out of the way of tops when the 60's on the shot.
$180.
Nicely done by Stephan Belmont.
You find that when you're in this situation, it just frustrates you more than you actually think, oh, that was good darts. That's going to give me something positive. It just annoys you when you throw well.
Going to annoy himself here.
Game
yes,
shot
he
the
is.
fifth leg.
Still
Stephan
knowing
Bormann.
nod from Belmont. 2-3. Crabtree has the
Sixth
darts
leg,
now
it's Cam
to
to throw first.
complete the
Game
job.
on. $60. $100. $100.
Reminder, Crabtree already won this group.
81.
will be taking on Jacob Taylor in the semi-finals in what I'm going to preview as a battle of two of the biggest scorers we've got this week. Expect to see those Tom plus columns get plenty of ticks.
85.
Looks like Crabtree closing in on a second win of the night. That 4-1 win against Hunt earlier on. Now looking to beat Belmont 4-2. Relatively dominant
44.
performance in the group.
$39. Can you require 160? $100.
Damage done to the score there from Cam. Sets himself up on another of those nice finishes for the flat line dart. This is where you can sort of
135.
try
Can
and
you
lay
require
up, get
60?
as close to the double as you can. Or as close as you dare. Perfect. Not perfect.
50.
Almost perfect.
Stephanie requires
Now
61.
Belmont's got the opportunity here. $14 loose tops.
41. Can you require 10?
Fives again for
Go
Crabtree, and he's straight in on this occasion. Didn't need to work around the darts this time. Easiest thing to do, just hit it. Well, it's a nice big open bed. There's your group winner here for Group 2, Cameron Crabtree. He's got some support here tonight. One of those supporters is a man who's won the week before, Owen Bates. Crabtree wants to follow in his footsteps, and he's got an opportunity to do so. He's coming up later on in our semi-finals when he'll be taking on Jacob Taylor.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. No, Matthew Ogier hasn't grown about a foot in size. No, Owen Bates is alongside us up here on the balcony. Before the break, his best mate, Cam Crabtree, got the better of Stephan Bormann by 4 legs to 2. But Owen, we're going to talk about you for a couple of minutes because, first of all, we haven't had the opportunity to say it. Congratulations on getting your tour card. That was quite the day, wasn't it, to go and get it?
Yeah, I mean, I went into the last Challenge Tour having to get to the final. I scraped through in the end. I think I was 4-1 down 3 times, and I got lucky in the end. And yeah, I'm over the moon.
Was that the most nerve-wracking experience of your life?
Definitely, 100%. I remember being 4-1 down in the semi-final, and I was like, whoa. So I dug in and got 1 dart at tops, and I fluked it. It went in, luckily.
You say you fluked it, but you can't fluke a tour card. But now on the professional tour, at the start of the year, we saw you begin to grow as a player. When we first saw you in February, how realistic did you think that idea of getting a tour card, particularly for the route that you got it through, be?
Yeah, if you told me in February that I would have a tour card and a space in the Worlds by the end of the year, I never would have believed you. Obviously, I played a lot of darts in the year. Modus definitely been a massive help to me. Playing against the best players all the time, getting used to the stage. So it's just learning how to deal with the pressure, and yeah.
We saw you come here on debut and you won a week. And you didn't just win any week, you won probably one of the best finals we saw here at the Super Series against Leonard Gates. Just talk us through what that first experience here was like for you.
Yeah, it was definitely daunting. I mean, it was my first ever time in front of the cameras. It was a really good week, a really tough week, and I was just learning the whole time. Luckily, I got over the line in the end against Leonard, and I think that week definitely gave me the confidence to go on and play well all year.
At what point did you feel, was it that moment where you thought like the flicks kind of switched for you?
Yeah, I think so. I took a lot from it, not just from winning the week, but losing in front of the cameras as well. And it just gave me some belief to go forward and just try my best.
Then you got to Champions Week and you made it through to the Saturday night here, probably the loudest I've ever heard this venue. And you played that game against, man, we're actually seeing here tonight, Jake Cote. You smashed that 113 average in, right? And there was people literally probably about a couple of yards just behind you there that were going absolutely nuts for you. Like, was that like a hairs on the back of the neck moment?
Definitely. It's the first time anyone's ever, shouted my name, wanted me to win like that in front of a crowd. And when they were singing it, it was a great feeling for sure.
Right. Big couple of years ahead of you, tour card, but before that, World Championship debut, Alexandra Palace. I bet you are buzzing.
I am. I'm so excited for it. But I've got Steve Lennon in the first round on the 20th of December, so it's a completely new scenario for me. I mean, you can take a little bit from Modus being on the stage, but I've never played in front of so many people before, so I'm just going to go up there and just give it my best shot and see what happens.
And finally, big question, is the nickname sorted?
So no, I won't have a new nickname for the World Championships, and that's for sure.
So there we go, an exclusive there for my mates. Well, on behalf of all of us, Owen, thank you very much for your contributions this year. Wish you all the very best next year on the Pro Tour, the World Championships and everything else like that. Thank you for popping up and seeing us one last time. You even got to see me on the balcony, lucky you.
I know, yeah, lucky me. But yeah, from me, I just want to thank you, everyone at Modus, for having me. It's been a great experience, and I mean, hopefully I won't be back, but we'll see.
We know we mean it in the nicest way. Owen, thank you for popping up and seeing us. Well, the semi-final action gets underway just after 10:30 when we join our viewers on Sporty Stuff TV. But before that, well, Danny Lauby may not be a part of the semi-final lineup, but he did some fun things during the course of the week. He took part in our respective challenges, and to be honest, he was very good in them. Well, we begin with the Around the World Challenge. Well, we know how quick Danny is, and, well, apparently you can traverse the world in quicker than 80 days.
I'm Danny Lauby, and this is my Around the World Challenge.
So here we go, Danny Lauby. He comes from the other side of the pond. Now he's trying to go around the world.
You do think with this pace, if he just focuses on singles here, we will get round and get a go at that 25 and bull. Just resetting himself there, but he's not just going for singles, he's going for trebles. 13. And he's found his way round to 13 after just a couple of visits.
Just as we thought, he was going to be quick, he was going to be rapid, and if he could be accurate,
60.
he's now just going with the singles. He knows he's in with a shout of this and finishing it nice and quickly.
So
Reaches 19.
on 19, needs 20 after that, and then 25 and Bull. 25 needed. Oh, he's got it the wrong way
25.
round. Annoying.
A little bit like Belmont, but now he's got to concentrate on getting that the right way. Perfect
Go
dart.
shot.
What a finish.
Done it.
17 seconds to go.
Danny Lauby completes the Around the World Challenge.
Hi, I'm Danny Lauby, and this is my Bullseye Challenge.
So blink and you'll miss it. Danny Lauby's Bullseye Challenge. And he did miss it until the third dart there. Keep an eye on the speed here. Lauby, one of the players to have the most opportunities. He's so quick that he tends to get more darts than anybody else. 24 he threw last time he tried this challenge. And he's finding a few bullseyes here. 9 darts in already. Now, is that easy to get past? It wasn't, but he seems to be scoring with every visit at the moment here. The American ace flying through. Remember, Leonard Gates recently equaled the record of 22. Lauby continues to speed through this and continues to produce the goods. This is marvellous stuff from the American. And he's still going, still firing. This is excellent stuff. This total score is going to be pretty high, and it could go higher. Fabulous stuff.
Danny Lauby scores 24.
Hello, very warm welcome to the MODUS Super Series from the live lounge here in Portsmouth. We've made it through to the semi-final stages here in week 4, where we've got one of the promising young talents in the sport, a Canadian ace and a European star in action in the semi-final. Like myself and Matthew Egg have been watching all of the action so far this evening in what has been a group stage full of pulsating twists and turns from beginning to end. This is what we've seen so far. We'll dissect group by group, Matt, and we'll begin with Group 1, where Marcel Waelpen kick-started the night with a 4-2 win against Danny Lauby. And the Swiss debutant, it just seems like he's going from strength to strength in this competition.
Chris Murphy mentioned on commentary, when we get a debutant, we almost have this expectancy that it's going to end somewhere. We've seen debutants come here and win before. We know it is possible. He came here and won Group A, and then you think, how is he going to handle a semi-final campaign, these short groups, this sort of more knockout feel? Especially after only getting through with 20 points, one of the lowest point totals we've had from a Group A winner. And he's just getting better and better. He looks so composed. He looks quite aggressive, but controlled. And he's got a steely focus about him that I think he could be dangerous here in this opening game with Adam Hunt.
Jacob Taylor, the other player to make it through the semi-finals from this group, showing all of his gritty determination that got him to the grand finals in Series 3. And he had to do that at times, particularly in that game against Danny Lauby.
Pedigree, that's what Jacob Taylor's got, and bottle. We said at the very, very opening of this show, what is going to be required? Bottle. And that's what he's showing here at the right times. The scoring power for Jacob Taylor is something he's assigned as his strength, and it's something that really came to the forefront when he needed it the most.
So Marcel Waelpen was perfect in Group 1. Group 2 saw Cam Crabtree win 2 from 2. A 4-1 success against Adam Hunt was preceded by a 4-2 win against Stephan Bormann. And look, we've given Cam the big build-up. Him and Jacob were the joint favourites going into tonight, and they're actually going to face in the semi-finals. He's a player that's shown it on this stage, but is yet to win the big jackpot on this stage. Is he showing signs this evening that he is ready to cross that line?
He's showing signs he wants it, and that's not just the signs he's showing, it's the words he's been saying as well. He had that interview at the start of the day where he says, I want to win one of these. My friend Owen's here, who's in the crowd, who's won one of these already, and he wants to follow in that footprint as well. He's playing good darts, but he's not just playing good darts, he's playing it with swagger. He's playing it with confidence. He's breezing round here like he owns the place. In between the matches, he's been out in the crowd just wandering around, chatting, fist bumping people. I think he feels he's already won it.
I wonder who does that at the Super Series.
Didn't work out for the other guy.
Most certainly didn't. Right, Adam Hunt was the other player that made it through the group. Now, he got the better of Stephan Bormann in his first match. Bormann, the player that was eliminated from the group. Where does the land lie with Adam, in your opinion?
Oh, great question. I mean, for me, Adam Hunt should be a tour card holder. He's that good, but he's not showing it. And he's not shown it for a year. He should have won a week here by now. Not just reached the semi-final. He should have won a week, if not 2. He should be a guy challenging for Champions Week. And I mean the title of Champions Week, not just being in it. So I think it's been a disappointing year for him. I mean, he's not even in the top 100 on the Challenge Tour. That's not what you expect from Adam Hunt. A man who was knocking on the door of the top 32 just a couple of years ago. So disappointing, but time to put it right.
And he is involved in our first semi-final this evening against Marcel Waelpen. And I just wonder where the land lies, because you've got Adam, who's played in a couple of semi-finals and he hasn't won them. Marcel's got no scar tissue on this stage. But could you also label by the same token in experience? Where does that sit with you?
Inexperience might also bring excitement. And I feel that's where he probably is at the moment. Everything's just great for Marcel at the moment. If you'd said to Marcel before a dart was thrown, you'll be in the semi-final against Adam Hunt, it'd bit your hands off. So put him in that situation now, and I'm sure he's going to be more than happy. And he's just going to be excited. He's going to be enjoying it. But excitement and nerves are very, very close together. And it just depends which side of the coin he goes on when he needs it the most.
And just quickly, previewing the second semi-final, Cam against Jacob. Look, these are the two favourites going toe-to-toe. This is a heavyweight battle, but just going a little bit further ahead. The winner of that can't look too far ahead, can they? This is like, they can't see it as like the de facto final.
No, and we've seen it before where we play the game on paper and it's not played on paper, it's played on that dartboard, and it's played in that moment. This is the point of the week where it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happened on Monday or Tuesday or any of the stats or data that we'd have gathered throughout the week. This is the point we just screw it all up and we say, right, the chips are down, who stands up?
Be interested to see how proceedings go. So it is our first semi-final that's about to get underway now. Marcel Waelpen is in action up against Adam Hunt for the first place through to the final a little bit later on this evening. Right, let's get into the action. Matt is going to make the run down to the commentary box where he's going to be alongside Chris Murphy. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Henry. Thank you very much. It is semi-final time then on week 4 of Super Series 6 as Marcel Waelpen, the Swiss slinger, gets ready to carry on this dream debut at the Super Series, an ADC Europe qualifier. Won Group A, now in the semi-finals. Adam Hunt is there for the 4th time. He's never failed to make it to the Final 4. Can he go a step further, maybe even 2 steps further by the end of the evening? Big match, the first of 2 semi-final showdowns. It's this one, and then Cam Crabtree taking on Jacob Taylor to see who will fight it out in the final for £5,000 and that coveted Champions Week spot.
$60.
Well, Matt, is it time that we stopped doubting Marcel Waelpen?
Absolutely. This has been a statement week from Marcel Waelpen, regardless of what happens in this game or any future games here this week. Marcel has made a point. That point is that there are more players in Switzerland than Stephan Bormann, who was kind of the flag bearer for the nation.
100. $125.
For those viewers who had just joined us on Sporty Stuff TV, a reminder of the way that this pair got here. For Marcel Waelpen, it was pretty straightforward. He won both of his matches 4-2 against Danny Lauby and then beat Jacob Taylor 4-3. He already knew he was through by then because Taylor had beaten Lauby by that same scoreline. For Adam Hunt, it was more precarious. Lost 4-1 in his first match to Cam Crabtree, but then won 4-1 over Stephan Bormann. He was duly beaten
116
by Crabtree. That means it's Hunt and Crabtree through. Waelpen, though, looking for the first leg of the first semi, and he gets it. A wonderful 1-1-6 clean up.
Second leg, it's Adam to throw first. Game on.
Something that Adam Hunt would have seen a million times before playing on the Pro Tour, when you're sitting thinking you're going to get an opportunity.
34.
And your opponent, after a poor start to the leg, is 125, 140, 116 out, 15 dart leg. You think
83.
You forget very quickly those poor opening 6 darts.
119.
Adam Hunt, though, playing better than he did in his group stages. But this is more familiar, isn't it? Knockout darts.
45. $100.
Yeah, it certainly is. And I mean, that's what you guys are used to most of the time. But it's probably quite strange. You're a good person to ask, having been through it, but to play in the Super Series. Have you done a Group A here?
I've played a Group A, yes. Yeah, played a couple.
So to have played through a full week in this league format, and then the start of a Saturday night, and then suddenly semis and finals, there's no second chances.
No, and you've also got that possibility as well of a player you've beat coming back to beat you later on and win the week, which has happened. And
game shown the
you do
second
get a bit bitter, but
Adam Hunt.
Nothing bitter about this. This is a fine start to the match.
Yeah, it's like
feel like it's Marcel to throw first.
Should have got rid of
game
you.
On. 49.
So all square in this one after 2.
100. $43.
Is this that moment you feel we've been expecting or potentially waiting to see from Marcel when his opponent's hitting him with everything? Adam Hunt here, averaging 111, asking the questions of Marcel, who, at the moment, doesn't have the answers. A couple of 40s in the opening exchanges.
100. $59. $59.
This was a leg that Marcel thrown first in. So, not an ideal leg to only hit one treble out your first 12 darts, especially against a player like Adam Hunt, who is just sensing the opportunity to get past this round for the first time, the semi-final, and give himself an opportunity at the £5,000 weekly prize.
40. Adam, you require 80. $60. $140.
Well, pressure, a little bit of it.
Game shot.
Pressure, what pressure? As Adam Hunt breaks the throw, leads 2-1.
Fourth leg, it's Adam to throw first. Game on. $58.
Interesting now looking at this semi-final lineup. You've got Jacob Taylor, who's twice been to the final, including the grand final, and not crossed that line. Cam Crabtree, who's desperate to win one of these because his mate Owen Bates, who, by the way, gave a really good interview on the coverage on YouTube before the semi-final started. That was really good of him to talk to us tonight, and we wish him all the best. But he really wants to win one and feels he should be winning one. And Adam Hunt, a man who's been in 3 semi-finals and not got through before. Then Marcel Waelpen's just here for free rolling, isn't he? Basically.
He's getting hit with everything here, though, from Adam Hunt. Adam Hunt is making his move here tonight.
100.
This is by far the best performance of the 3 matches so far that he's played.
Is he bringing his big game at the right time?
81.
Gathering momentum. He leaves 1-2-3. He's averaging almost 103, Adam Hunt, right now.
59.
It'll be a 3-figure finals night average to take him through to the money match. Will it be a 3-figure finish to take him closer to it? Options. And probably chose the right one there.
83.
And no rush to get it done. Just set it up. Give yourself the best opportunity. Especially with your opponent back on 182.
58.
So it's tops to put himself 40. A leg away from something he's yet to be able to achieve here at the Super Series.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Adam Hunt.
That's where he is. How close
can he get
first without going through to the final? The Hunter now stalking his prey. He wants it. Marcel Waelpen's dream debut may just be coming to an end. I'm sure on reflection he'll be happy with how it's gone, but if he does bow out now, of course the immediate feeling is going to be disappointment. Having got there, you want to go all the way.
Oh, absolutely.
97.
But I think you summarised it perfectly with the opening statement there. The dream debut. That's what this has been for Marcel, and I don't think it can be described anything but.
100.
Coming here on debut, winning a Group A, getting through your group on a Saturday, that is success.
Well, Adam Hunt just desperate to get there as quickly as he can. In fact, speaking of as quickly as he can, have you ever noticed how quickly Adam Hunt approaches the hockey?
60.
Marcel's not even halfway down it, and, well, mind out of the way, Marcel. Nearly had a dart through the back of the head then.
57.
The arm was poised, wasn't it? Ready to throw, which can just start to cause a little bit of tension.
Still putting in a more than decent display, but here comes
140.
Waelpen. He's not out of this yet. 101. The 3-2. Remember, this is Adam Hunt, who will be acutely aware of the fact that he has faltered at the semi-final stage
60.
each time he's
So
got there so far.
101.
So 101, put him back in the room.
69.
Couldn't complete it, but did the next best thing. Left himself a very favourable double. Adam Hunt might be back in the room, but he's hammering at the door.
16.
They're the sort of shots you just want to hit with no drama. Don't give your opponent hope. Don't build up that stress. And don't give your opponent the opportunity when his name is Adam Hunt, because Adam Hunt has done something he has yet to do here at the MODUS Super Series, and that is book his place in the final of a week. For Marcel Waelpen, what a fantastic week it's been. He came here as a debutant, he won Group A, and he's got through to the semi-final. I'm sure we'll be seeing him again here at the MODUS Super Series, but we know we're going to see Adam Hunt again. He's in the final, and he'll be taking on either Cam Crabtree or Jacob Taylor.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series. So before the break, we saw Adam Hunt get the better of Marcel Waelpen by 4-1. Once, twice, 3 times it's taken for Adam to make it through to the final. And he may well be the second most popular person in Geordieland behind Anthony Gordon this evening if he goes and scoops the jackpot. Always here is Matthew Edgar to talk about that first semi-final. And that was a big performance from Adam in a big game. And look, we asked a couple of questions about him, and he answered them quite emphatically in that match.
Yeah, and the questions have always been around Adam Hunt because I expect so much better from him because I rate him that highly. And he's shown why. He sort of backed up my concerns because my concerns are that Adam Hunt is so good and he hasn't shown it yet. And in that game, he did. That was a real good demolition job there from Adam Hunt. He knew he was the experienced player. He knew on paper he was the better player. And he knew he was the most likely to win that. And he went out there and bossed that game from start to finish against, despite the fact, the age difference, an inexperienced player in Marcel Waelpen, who, it's got to be said, what a cracking debut he's had here to hit the semi-finals and to do it looking so comfortable and confident as well. So kudos to both players.
What's the biggest thing for you with Adam was the fact that how he restricted Marcel to very few opportunities. He had literally nothing to go for after that first leg.
Exactly that, because the one thing you don't want to do is let you have shots and rely on things or rely on their mistakes. Yes, Marcel made mistakes, but I think there was forced errors because Adam was just on him all the time. When Marcel was throwing first, Adam kicking in with a couple of trebles, and it just makes it hard. It makes you feel like you're chasing all the time. And when you get to that semi-final, and the prize money starts getting bigger, the moments start getting a little bit tighter, and we just saw that quality that's seen Adam Hunt in multiple World Championships over the years.
Well, the second semi-final sees Cam Crabtree in action against Jacob Taylor. These two went off the 3-1 joint favourites for tonight. Is there perhaps an issue where there may be a little bit too much respect given on that stage?
There'll be none. I can tell you now, there'll be none. These two players are going to go up there, and they are going to go hammering at it. There's going to be lots of big scores in this. I expect we're going to be sort of mid-90 averages here in this game because both players will sort of carry each other through with those power scores. It's just all going to come down to that moment where it's going to be a 72 finish, one dart in hand. So what's going to separate these two players?
Well, this could be 7 legs of heaven between Crabtree and Taylor. It's our second semi-final in earnest, and this could well be an absolute cracker. Adam Hunt awaits in the final. Matt's going to make his way down to commentary, where he's going to join Chris Murphy.
Thank you very much, Henry. Yeah, looking forward to this second semi-final of the night. It is a meeting between Jacob Taylor and Shazam Cam Crabtree for the right to take on Adam Hunt in the final. Great performance from Adam Hunt. Crabtree is more than capable of a great performance of his own. 20-year-old Croydon chucker has hit a 9-dart finish on the Challenge Tour this year. As for Jacob Taylor, he's come all the way from Canada and he wants to get to Champions Week again. He made the final of Series 3. Can anybody handle the truth tonight?
Game on!
Marcel Waelpen bowed out in the semi-final stage and he's taken his front row seat in the audience. Cam Crabtree has the darts and therefore the advantage. Oh, Waelpen had that in the first semi.
134.
This should be a tasty tie.
Absolutely. There's something that's really stood out to me here.
93.
And as I passed Cam on my way to have a chat with Henry Deacon, he looked at me and he said one word, and I really liked it. He says, enjoy.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? Enjoying what you're doing, and he's enjoying what he's doing right now. Jacob Taylor firing in the first max of this semi-final.
Mentioned he's got like a swagger and a confidence about him, but that for me just pushed him onto an elite level swagger for me. When you're telling people, you enjoy my performance, pal. You look forward to this.
I'm looking forward to this. But it turns out to be a miss.
94. Jacob, you require 94.
Well, they're not letting us down in the scoring department. The strength of both players.
Jacob Taylor opting to go the less fashionable route now.
62. Cammy requires 76.
Able to find the double 16. Give Crabtree the chance to hold his throw.
Game shot on the Thursday. Cam Crabtree.
There's a bit of a cheer there, wasn't there, for Cam Crabtree? He has got his full fan club in tonight, as explained earlier in the evening.
Game.
Parents, friends, university darts team. Well, there's about
55.
12 or so people there for Cam, but it sounded like he had hundreds.
100.
Asking the question, will that help him cross the line? Is there anything in that? Do you believe in the fourth dart? Or can it be a distraction?
Depends on the individual.
100.
It's purely subjective.
What, the one on the stage or the one shouting at them?
See, I like it, personally. And Cam clearly is feeding on this because he's just growing in stature. That chest is sticking out. The shoulders are getting
59.
further and further back. Look, they're living every dart with him. You can see them all nodding along every time he hits a treble 20. They are as engaged in this match as Cam is, and that's what you want.
$58.
I just stopped himself there, just to check where things were in the leg.
89.
Doesn't show averages on the scoreboard screen alongside, but he's playing very, very well. Look at that, 10 points better off than Taylor, who himself is averaging a very healthy 92.62.
59. Can you require 112? Game shot in the second leg. Cam Crabtree.
And that's deserving of the applause. Fantastic finish. 112.
Third leg,
He's
it's
just
Cam to
pushing
throw
Taylor out of the way, isn't he?
Are you enjoying this, Chris?
I'm loving every second of it.
100.
2 out of 2 on the doubles. Fantastic three-figure combo. Average north of 103. But it's one person that's providing all the entertainment, and Taylor is going to have to elevate his game somewhat if he's going to live with Cam Crabtree here.
140.
I have to elevate it quite a bit because I don't think Cam's finished yet in seeing where his bar's going to be set in this match. His average is continuing to climb.
100.
And we saw Marcel Waelpen land a 116 checkout. That was as good as it got for the Swiss in the first semi-final.
140.
Cam Crabtree's 112 has been followed by 9 brilliant darts, a ton and 2 140s, and now he's looking to jumble up those numbers.
83.
And add a 121 to the roll of glory. Treble 20.
$65.
What's interesting here, Matt, is both Cam Crabtree and Adam Hunt have really raised their games from anything else we've seen tonight.
94.
Oh, absolutely. When the chips are down, who stands up and be countered? Well, 2 players have done so far.
Game shot.
And he needs to do it for one more leg. He's a game away from emulating the man in the front row there, Owen Bates, who won a week here.
To throw first.
I think there'll be a clip going around, won't there, if Cam Crabtree does do it. It's that little deadpan face he gave when he said, Owens 1-1, so I have to, followed by the trophy lift at the end of the evening.
125.
Yeah, he's tasted that winning feeling here at the Super Series, and he's going to go on to pastures new with best wishes.
60.
Ali Pali awaits. EDC Tour awaits. Indulge us for a moment, man. What's it like, going up that hill to the Alexandra Palace to play at the World Championship? It must get the old spine tingling.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's
100.
I don't think it's so much that bit. For me, it's when you're pulling into the car park and you go to the staircase and it's all the bits that nobody else gets to see, that's the bit for me where, because you've sort of like stepped behind the curtain, that's the bit that gets the old spine tingling and the adrenaline going. And you get into the practice room and you have to take a couple of minutes before you get the darts out just to get grounded again.
Well, Cam Crabtree could be a couple of darts away from completing a really stunning semi-final showing.
81.
Treble 19. Single 12 or the treble. And the bull.
51. Jacob, you require
Taylor
77.
Help the tie take a turn. He gets 2 darts at double 10. One on the wire.
57.
And the other one the wrong side of it.
Can we require 30? Go!
That's the moment. Cam Crabtree gets it done. Friends and family rightly proud. That was a very, very strong showing. An average of 98.56. 4-0 drubbing of Jacob Taylor. And Crabtree, 4 out of 7 on the doubles, 112. 98.56 average. And it is a sensational showing in the semi. Crabtree through to the final where he will take on Adam Hunt. And we will have that game coming up for you very, very shortly indeed.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series. And breathe. What a performance for Cam Crabtree before the break. He beat Jacob Taylor by 4-0, sweeping him aside in less than 7.5 minutes. A really good average, 98.5 all told. Matthew Edgar has, well, you got your steps in tonight where you've been spitting up and down this this balcony in these semi-finals. We've seen some terrific stuff.
Well, I was kind of on my way here already because I told you what would happen in that game. I said there'd be above the 95 average. I said it'd be big, high-scoring performance. Crabtree delivered. And I think now we've got a really good final lined up here as well with Adam Hunt. Because what we've got is two players that like to play at pace. Now, as a pacey player myself, I can vouch for this in the fact that when you get to these final games, these important matches, what you want is you want somebody who plays at pace. You don't mind if he's the better player or the more likely player in terms of winning titles. You just want the pace. You just want to be able to do things at your own rhythm. And both these players are going to have exactly that in this final.
Right, we'll talk about the final a little bit more in just a second, but let's dissect the story of the semis. Marcel Waelpen got off to the perfect start, went 1-0 up, took a 1-16 check-up, but was really restricted to opportunities against Adam Hunt. It was a really good start for Marcel. And at this point, you're thinking, right, here we go again. He might be doing it again.
You've always got that question mark of, is the run going to run out at somewhere? And like you mentioned, when he starts off like this, you think, is this guy a robot? Is this guy a darting Terminator? The focus on his face and the reactions that we've been getting from him, I was not surprised to see that continue. But it was Adam Hunt's performance. It wasn't Marcel dropping off. It was Adam Hunt's quality that decided that fixture.
Well, this is how he sealed it, and he sealed it in some style. And we were talking up here, weren't we, on the balcony? He restricted him to opportunities. And when you take out shots like the 107, you're saying to the opponent, especially sat on 16, look, you're not getting nothing here.
Bullied him. That's the best way to put it. Just absolutely bullied Marcel in that game. And like I say, it's not because Marcel played bad. It's just Adam Hunt rose it. And he's shown that quality of a tour card holder, and he's shown the difference in classes. And the difference in the class is just gears. And he went through them so quickly in that semi-final.
Yeah, Adam prevailed through, and if you thought he got through in quick time, Cam Crabtree said, right, let's raise the bar a little, cranked it up to a 96.5 in demolishing Jacob Taylor by 4-0. And sometimes when you have a player like Jacob who gets through the semi-finals, you say, okay, Taylor, sometimes you just got to stand there and shake the guy's hand and say, do you know what, you just played out of your skin.
He said exactly that when I just passed him on the way up here. And again, I'm not going to attempt the accent, but I love it the way they say it. And he goes, oh, he shot well. Or he shooted well, something along those lines. They like using that line over in America and Canada, shooting some darts. And he said he shot well, and he did. He shot very very well. It was incredible darts there from Cam, who has a mission tonight. That mission's to win a week. That mission's to follow his friend's footsteps, and he is doing that. But this might be one of the last weeks we see Cam, because the darts he's showing here, he's going to be a danger at Q School.
Well, the game kind of changed here. 112 for 2-0. Jacob still very much in proceedings here. Okay, he was left on the fish, but there was still a chance in the leg. This was on throat, this was to break, and that was to make it 2-0. And then the crowd reverberated. I could feel vibrations up here on the balcony. That really did change the semi-final.
And it just gives you a bit of a lift, a bit of a boost, a bit of a confidence. And it was also a little bit intimidating, especially in such a small building when everyone's up close for your opponent, who isn't just intimidated by quality darts. They've then got to have the background noise and everything that comes with it. That was a horrible place for Jacob Taylor to be when everything in front of you and behind you is against you.
So Cam winning by 4-0. 7.5 minutes it took him to get over the line. Jacob had just 3 darts at double in the entirety of that match, and a couple of them were in the shot just before this double 15 went in. Now, he's going to have the short turnover. Do you think that's a good thing on the back of the performance we've just seen?
Yeah, just get back, go to the toilet, quick refreshment, do the bull-up. 2-3 minutes on the board, let's get it on. The last thing you want is to be standing around waiting. Adam Hunt wasn't even on the board until Cam Crabtree got back. He was just stood back at the table, just waiting and buying his time, and then he started the preparations the same time Cam did. This is going to be a hot game that I think both players have prepared exactly perfect for.
Hold that thought just for now. Let's round up what we've seen so far this evening. So just to confirm, on the back of the group matches, Cam Crabtree for Jacob Taylor 0 and Adam Hunt for Marcel Waelpen 1. That sets up our final, which you're going to see in around about 3 or 4 minutes' time. But before we head there, we can take a little bit of a glimpse into the future here at the Super Series, because Week 5 really does have the eccentric feel, the World Championship being almost upon us, and everybody wants their game fine-tuned tuned for the big occasion at the Alexandra Palace. And that is exactly what we're going to see in Group A. International representatives at Alexandra Palace in Simon Adams, Ben Robb, Jeffrey de Graaf and Marco Cantler. They're going to be in the mix on Monday morning, alongside Steve West, who's going to become the first ever player to make it through to 4 Champions Weeks here at the Super Series. And if Group A looks delightful, just look along at Group B.
We've got Conor Heenahan, the man who hits a 9-dart, I think, every time he comes here, so he'll be looking forward to this. And Shane McGurk is a man who's improving and going the right direction. I was recently over in Killarney for a WDF event in Ireland, and Shane McGurk won 2 of them and got to the quarter-final of the other. And he was doing it with plus 90 averages all the way through, hit 100 in the final. I'm really excited to see Shane McGurk and see if he can follow that on here at the Super Series.
We'll be watching that Monday morning, 9:30 a.m, and they're looking to join the illustrious cast. They've already made it through to Champions Week.
And wonderful Willie wins it.
The MODUS Super Series Series 6 Week 1 winner, Willie Bormann.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, your first player through the Champions Week is Big Willie Borland.
On double 8. He's going to leave it again. And it wins the week. It is another win for Scotland. Week 2 belongs to Andy Bolton.
Champion.
He may not have been the best player this week, average-wise, but I assure you, he's going to be ecstatic.
Ladies and gentlemen, you win it for the week, the X Factor, Andy Bolton.
Darts were thrown in frustration. It's double 12 for Barstow.
Leonard Gates has deflated.
It
is the
MODUS Super Series Week 3.
Let you have your moment. He's waiting no time, is he? Ladies and gentlemen, your champion for the week is Chaz Barstow. He's a happy man. He's a happy man, and he's into Champions Week. Who's going to join them in Champions League? We're about to find out. Adam won the bull in the practice room before this final got underway. But what do you think is going to be the key ingredient in terms of winning this particular match?
I think you might have just said it. The bull up. That could be the big thing when we're looking at 2 evenly matched players who's just coming into this on great form, 2 big scorers, playing with pace. I wouldn't be surprised to see all 7 legs go with throw. That bullseye could be the deciding factor.
Well, let's waste no more time and let's find out who is going to make it through to Champions Week. The 4th spot is in earnest. Adam Hunt looking to get there for the first time, having made it through the semi-final hurdle. Cam Crabtree's been here before, lost out to Mike Gillett in Series 3. Can he do it in Series 6? We're about to find out. Matt's going to make his way down to the commentary box to describe all the action in the company of Chris Murphy.
Thank you very much. Yes, it is final time. It's trophy time here at the MODUS Super Series. And there is a couple of fantastic players trying to get their hands on that prize. Cam Crabtree and Adam Hunt battling it out, not just for the silverware, but for the cash as well. £5,000 on offer for whoever comes through this best of 7 encounter. And I'll tell you what, both players upped their game in the semi-finals. Shazam! Cam Crabtree produced an average of 98.56. Adam Hunt was a little under that, just under 95. We could be in for a thrilling finale to the week here. It's a really tasty tie in the decider. Jacob Taylor, I think he's just about to leave.
It's Adam to throw
I've just seen him in the background there, getting his coat on and saying his goodbyes. He lost out to Crabtree in that second semi. Marcel Waelpen was a man beaten by Adam Hunt in the first. But 2 players who, at the start of the night,
46.
Matthew Edgar, had been kind of saying that they felt they should be winning MODUS Super Series weeks. Well, one of them's about to.
93.
For me, I think this is probably the final at the start of the night that I'd want to have seen as well. I thought Cam Crabtree was favourite, and he was joint favourite, and I thought Adam Hunt was completely overpriced and flagged up as value at the start of the night. The biggest outsider of them all. Well, he's only a game away. Going to have to not just beat the dartboard, he's going to have to beat the noise as well. He's going to get a sensory bashing here from Crabtree and the Crabtree gang.
96.
Yeah, it's about trying to keep him quiet, isn't it? You're the away team, if you like, and you just want to get an early goal and make them nervous, make them anxious, and let that spread to him.
100.
That is something that you can feel in that room on a Saturday night as well. Just the anxiousness that goes around for the people supporting the players.
$99. Can you require 53?
Okay, so for a break, will it be cheers or will it be gasps?
Game show on the first line. Cam Crabtree.
I think you've just got your answer. Crabtree breaks in the opening leg of the final.
Second leg, it's Cam to throw first. Game on.
Well, Henry Deacon asked me what I thought the big factor may be in this game.
96.
I felt like it might have been before the game with that bull up. Well, Cam has just eliminated that factor at the earliest possibility.
140.
Well, they might be cheering, but they still have got a little bit of Ara's anxiety in the audience. But it doesn't matter what they feel, it's how you feel on the stage. And many, Matthew, say that it's harder to watch than it is to play.
Yeah, I can believe that as well. When you're playing, it's all in your control. And there's times I've turned around to my partner and almost tell her to calm down, like, it's fine.
I'll come back from 5-0 down.
180.
Cam Crabtree's given them plenty to get excited about.
The problem was I didn't realise it was first to 5.
First to 4 here, and Crabtree's on his way. We're maybe getting 2 of them. Good last start from Adam Hunt.
Can you record 167?
It gets him into the same vicinity at least. If Crabtree misses, he could hit. And Crabtree has given him that
99.
chance. These are the kind of chances he's going to get.
64. $41.
Not much damage done there from Adam Hunt.
Going to the second leg. Cam Crabtree.
Beautiful darts from Crabtree to confirm the break of throw. And he's just slowed down the walk a little bit more. And that's a very confident style.
$140. $96.
Well, Cam Crabtree seems to have got better and better as the night has gone on. Adam Hunt, well, it can be said the same of him. If you look at that, 100 average, it will
97.
Drop ever so slightly. In fact, it'll drop to exactly 100, but it's a scoring-only average. He hasn't had a dart at double yet in this game.
140.
Cam Crabtree has cleaned up his opportunities.
These are big moments here.
140.
If Adam Hunt is to lose this leg, that'll be a double breaker throw for Crabtree. And you don't see Adam Hunt pulling it back the way Crabtree's playing, averaging 103.
Adam, you require 124.
Well, that means that he can't go out in this visit. And if Cam Crabtree takes out the 170, you might see Adam Hunt fall flat
84.
on the stage, because it would be like getting whacked in the face with a baseball bat.
Got the bat away.
65. Adam, you require 40.
So first opportunity, a leg here for Adam Hunt.
Just recomposing himself, and he has to hit this. You feel he has to hit it, and he has hit it.
Third leg.
Adam Hunt gets a foothold in the final. Oh, look at that.
Fourth leg, it's Cam to throw first.
Don't stand
Game
so
on.
close to me.
See, I'm not a mind reader, but I'm going to have a go anyway. I think he was thinking, you want some, I'll give it you.
But he's got no fans.
43. 96.
And a bit of machismo on the stage there. This stage ain't big enough for the both of us, and that referee Owen Biggs might have to sort them out. Only one of them will take the trophy. Only one of them will pocket £5,000. And only one of them will seal a spot at Champions Week.
$98.
We were talking a bit earlier on about how quickly Adam Hunt approaches the hockey.
96.
He's changed that completely in this final.
When the overall prize
43.
and the opportunities rise, quite often you can start to sort of overcomplicate the situation. You can try new things rather than just letting the things that got you there in the first place come through.
164.
Time on his side here, Cam Crabtree, not just in this leg, but in this match. He's got a little bit of a buffer.
140.
You can see he slid that on top. The tee up double 12 for a 3-1 advantage, which would mean Adam Hunt would have to win 3 straight legs.
$5. Cammy required 24.
Well, this one's as good as over. Well, they won't be easy. You can see why. Pick a side. Pick a side.
12.
And that 5 that Adam Hunt just scored now becomes even more frustrating.
Even more so if he only finds one treble with this visit.
47. Cammy required 12.
Right, can Cammy ease the angst? Double 3 is not where you want to be. Now, does he bust this? Does he go for it?
No score.
He's bust it. Thoughts on that?
The way his darts lie, I quite like the double 3 there. And the danger here is he's moving back to 6s again, where if he comes inside, he's straight back to that target. It's not like he's moving back 2 numbers.
Oh, here we go. Now, is it dead cat? Is it 180?
140.
That was the idea. Get him even
required
more
12.
rattled. Get them even more rattled. Double 6.
Game's on the 4th leg. Cam Crabtree.
Some size of relief going on there. But now a sizable lead for Cam Crabtree. He puts Adam Hunt at the point of no return.
Game on.
He must win 3 straight legs to turn around this decider.
134.
Well, he's made the ideal start. Only a couple of trebles on the cover shooting. A beautiful lie there for
60.
Crabtree, and that's disappointing.
Of course, he does have it I'm not going to say the easy way, but the easier way, where he has the throw in 2 of those 3 legs.
45.
Nothing feels easy in a final. Even being 3-1 up here for Cam, he'll be just wanting it done.
180.
And you can almost see he greeted that maximum with a little bit of relief there, didn't he? He just sort of closed his eyes, took a deep breath, almost like he's visualizing now crossing that finish line.
134.
I know the feeling. If he was there, you'd be visualizing spending that £5,000 as well.
91.
Well, he could win it in the most sensational style here, Cam Crabtree.
125.
A loose
Can you
one,
record
though. May have
170.
caused some problems here for Adam. We'll come back to that. Or we will now.
134. Adam, you
But
require
then
63.
No margin for error really now. He has his feet planted firmly on the tungsten trapdoor. But double 12 will keep him away.
39.
Now Crabtree has his hands
Can
on the
you
lever.
require 36.
His mate did it. Owen Bates won here.
Crabtree
has joined Owen Bates
MODUS
as a winner
Super Series champion
for the Super Series.
Cam Crabtree.
Shazam, Cam is the man. He is the champion on week 4 of Series 6, and he's put in a stellar showing in the final. He brought a crowd with him, friends, family, dart-playing mates, and they're all taking in the emotion, taking in the moment as Cam Crabtree finally crosses a line and wins himself a week here at the Super Series. One for him to tick off his darting bucket list. An average of 92.31 in the end, a couple of 180s in that final, a fabulous 68 checkout. The last leg he won in 13 darts as well. It was really good stuff from Cam Crabtree. Adam Hunt can feel a little bit hard done by. He's got better as the night has gone on, averaging just shy of 90 himself in that final. But Cam Crabtree is the winner, and a worthy winner. It's been a fabulous week's work, a fabulous night's work, and a fabulous final performance, which Cam Crabtree won by 4 legs to 1.
Well, Cam, many congratulations. It's taken you a while to get to this point, but you're here. Weekly winner, many congratulations. And do you know what, tonight, as the games got bigger, so did the performances.
Yeah, you know, I started okay, to be fair, but I knew that, you know, especially in the semi-final, Jacob played a great game against me on Thursday night, and I had to pull those 3 legs out. I thought I don't want to be in a position again where I'm 3-1 down, so I have to come out and play like that from the start. It wasn't quite as good, but it was still very good.
Was it hammer time when you got to the semis? Like, because you've been here before, you got to a final, so you know what the night is like. Was it like, right, this is the home straight, this is what I want?
Yeah, I tried to learn from what I didn't do last time in terms of I didn't really know how to prepare. This time I knew what to expect, so I just tried to keep myself focused. Every time I come up, there was no, you know, sometimes in the week when there's no one in here, it's very quiet. I look around a bit, and I'm not that focused. But every time I went to the board, I knew I wanted to score, and I was trying to make sure of it.
You're very analytical about the way you go about the game. So what was your learnings from last time that you took into this time? What was the key differences?
That would be telling. No, I just like how I prepare myself. I didn't, you know, tonight is colder than it has been before. Times when I was here last and I lost to Yellow in the semi, it was very hot. So it's just knowing how to deal with the conditions, how to deal with my emotions as well. Because sometimes, you know, if it's not going your way or it's going your way quite well, you can react differently. And so trying to just let that out when it's the right time and keep it in when I don't need to let it out is important.
It's been a year full of ups and downs for yourself. You've had some really good highs, and there's also been obviously moments of disappointments. Is this a really good way to cap off 2023 for Cam Crabtree?
Yeah, definitely. I've been pinpointing this for ages, and cheers, Owen. And I've not quite got over the line. You look at last year, lots of people that won their week went on to win their tour card, and that's obviously my goal for this year. So the fact that I've won it, I now feel like I've earned the right to win my tour card, which sounds stupid, but in my mind it makes sense. And Owen's won a week and I hadn't, so it was really important that I changed that.
Well, you've leveled the slate now. It's 1-1.
Yeah, and he won't play here again, so if I don't get my card, I can overtake him.
You can, and also you can do something that he hasn't done and possibly win a Champions Week. And then there you go. You've got the bragging rights. It's 2-1, and
yeah, that would be good. To come here and beat. Obviously, I'm happy to win my week. There were some great players. Adam played a great game. Jacob was very good. Marcel and Stephan were very good throughout the week. Danny, lots of people. But to beat 11 other champions, that's something that not many people do, and I'd like to do that.
Just a chat about the little bromance between yourself. It's well documented now. What's he like as a support partner on tour?
He's all right.
Just all right. Just all right.
He's good. He's whenever we've been at Pro Tour, if one of us goes out first round, we support each other. He'll tell you I've supported him, and he's supported me every time I've needed it. So it's been great.
Really good to see. Well, one thing he didn't do was lift a trophy. He got a check, but we're not going to give you that, in the words of Chris Tapp. We're going to give you one of these. We're going to let you have your moment to lift one of these. I'm going to take that microphone off you. I'm not going to shake your hand because that hasn't worked tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, your winner for the week, it is Shazam Cam Crabtree. Beaming from ear to ear, and you can't take the smile off the face. You can't wipe it off the face, but Cam, we're going to take you off stage. You go and celebrate, get the pictures done with the... He's going to leave it up there for... That is how confident a man he is. He's going to stand down there and he's going to look at it as his prized possession. He's the winner for the week, Matt. Wow. When it got important and when it mattered, he found a level befitting of the status that he has given himself over the last 12 months.
It's the difference, isn't it? That is the difference between the quality of the players and between the levels of which they're going to achieve. He's still 20 years old. He's got a lot of developing and a lot of growing still to go, and I think he's going to go to the very top, and he's proved that tonight with that performance.
Just over your shoulder there, Cam's just hugging and adulating pretty much anybody in the room right now. And look, these are special moments, right? To win something like that in front of the cameras, and he's come close before, and we've spoken so much about the near misses, the Challenge Tour and things like that, but to live something like that, it's a lot of justification of the hard work that he's put in this year.
Without those near misses, this wouldn't feel as good. And that's a fact. If you just come and you just win everything, then eventually you're going to have that hard fall. When it does the other way around, when you get so close to things and you have to go home with that disappointment, I can vouch for this. The second you then win that title, when you win that trophy, it just feels so much better.
Word for Adam Hunt, look, he's going to be disappointed, it's going to be raw now, but when he, in the cold light of day, has a chance to reflect upon it, is there a lot from tonight he can take as real positives?
He's a step closer, isn't he? He's never got past the semi-final before. He's done that now. He's reached the final. He's getting closer to being the Adam Hunt that I expect him to be, and he expects himself to be. He was knocking on the door tonight. It was a good performance in the final. He did nothing wrong. He just ran into one tonight.
Well, Matt, pleasure working with you as ever. Right, always a pleasure. See you on Monday morning, 9:30 a.m. for week 5 of the Super Series. As far as week 4 is concerned, well, it was Cam Shazam Crabtree, top of the tree. Goodbye.